Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. We're back. Smash like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and all that good stuff. The beard's gone before any of you put a comment. It's all off. It's gone. Just like Daniel Levy. Out. Beard out. Levy out. Technic 12-10 turntables. They're out. We will be doing live mixes. I promised you last year if we're going to do live mixes, we're going to do it at some point this year. How's everyone doing? I heard there's a horrible heat wave in the UK and everyone's freaking out with the weather. Not much we can do about that. But we are here. Hopefully we cool you down a little bit or we make you even hotter than what you are with our discussion. But big up the chat. Big up everyone who is watching live and big up to anyone who watches this show later on the replay. Maz, how you doing, man? How's the weather in the UK and how are you coping with it? How are you coping with Tottenham as well? Are you excited? 5 days to go, 4 days to go. How long is it before kickoff?
The weather is good, but we need it to cool down, and we need a little bit of rain, I think, to cool the weather down because it's muggy. I've got aircon in my loft room / office / entertainment room, so when it gets really hot, I can put that on. So that's good. Okay. And I'll sleep up here as well. Because the wife because my wife doesn't like the fan on, so we're just sleeping in separate rooms at the moment. But yeah, all good. In terms of Spurs, now I'm not looking forward to it at all.
Straight away.
No, I am looking. Well, I'm torn. I'm a big De Zerbi fan. I trust in his methodology and what he's trying to do, and I do think we made good signings, but I'm deep down I'm furious at the way we've approached this transfer window. So I'll leave it at that and we can expand on it later.
Negative again, ole ole. Negative again, ole ole. Maury, how you doing, man? You good? Big up all the way from the US of A. How's it going, Maury?
98 degrees here, which is 36 Celsius.
Okay, same problem as us. Same problem as us.
But we have a thing called humidity here, and so it's really, really, really hot. But I have the AC going, so that's why I have a jacket because it's really, really cold. But once I step out this room, it's hot. So. And like Baz, I've seen this movie before. It's called Groundhog's Day, and I know we'll get to talking about it. But fool me once, but you can't fool me twice. I won't be fooled. So
we're gonna get into it. We're going to get into it. Don't you worry. Finally, a new addition to the channel. She's going to be a regular. And she goes by the name of Queen Ellie Tonali Hoybier.
Yeah, Tonali.
And before I let her speak, at some point, probably September, Ellie's going to be starting a ladies show on the channel. Check that one out. Details to come soon, but we are going to be setting that all up. So
thank you.
Yeah, September. Check it out when it comes. Yeah. We'll promote it before then. Ellie, welcome. How you doing? You all right? Where are you? Cyprus or UK?
No, UK, but I'll be over there on the 3rd. Yes, come on. Yeah, I'm all right. It's just muggy and it sort of gives you a headache and it's not nice, but you have to get through it. And it's like plenty of fans, plenty of cold water to cool yourself down. But Spurs, we need a load of water thrown over us. We ought to throw it over Enoch because what are they playing at again? You know, they've left us without no forward line as of any note because we know our forward line is pants, right? And I just feel worried because we're going to do all that lovely, beautiful work. And then when it gets to that final third, if we haven't strengthened, it's going to break down. I'm hoping that we get at least one or two more in. But, you know, this is Enoch. And they've actually balanced the books again, haven't they? More or less. I think we've 70 million net spend, I heard.
50. It's 50 now.
50 million. Oh yeah, because we sold another 20 million player. Yeah, so I'm really disappointed. Like Maz, I'm negative. Ole, ole, ole.
We're going to get into it. We're going to discuss it all because this was my worry. This was my worry. Every single week before we got the Tottenham Away boys and Ellie back together and doing what we're doing, whether it's Maz on Sava's channel or me on Danny's channel or Mari on Spurs Corner or we are to wherever we've been saying we are worried that we haven't got the attackers in. And all you hear is, and it's all we've been told, be patient, be patient. There's a plan. There's a plan. And here we are 5 days before the season starts and it's going to be Tell, Richie and Solanke. I'm not surprised this has happened. It's kind of what I thought was going to happen. But there was a story today. I'm just trying to get it up on the screen that we've rejected a bid for Richarlison because it wasn't high enough. Where are you at
black
with
mark. Another black mark.
Go on, Maz. Go on. Let Maz go. Let Maz go. He can't wait to.
I'm just so pissed off. That actually ruined my day, by the way. When I saw it come up, I was really happy today until I saw that. Because I'm thinking, how much did they offer you? Was it like 5 million, 10 million? I mean, how low is too low for Richie? Can't be that high. I mean, surely they can't be expecting more than 10, 15 million for him or 20 million, right? The one chance they get to get rid of a player like that off the books, right? Just let him go. They don't do it. It's madness. It's absolute madness. I'll bite their hand off for 5, 10 million for him. People will say, "Oh, but he does get you 10 to 13 goals a season." Yeah, but he's injured for 3/4 of it. In and out the team. We start juggling that formations around to try and make it work when he's constantly injured, right? Same with Solanke, right? All these players are constantly injured, always effing up the bloody tactics, right? And our expectations going into various games, season in, season out, constantly happens. So when the club get the opportunity finally just to offload them, get the problem out of the club, right? They don't do it. But they want to take a cut price for bloody Romero and then, and a cut price for, let's say, Vicario or whatever. They're willing to take cut prices for that. But for the actual shit players, they don't do it. I mean, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
I mean, Ellie... Richie, I'll read out this was what was said. Spurs have rejected a bid from Everton for Richarlison. The offer Spurs deemed below the valuation. 29-year-old understood to be open to a return. My question is this. A 29-year-old football player who is effectively on the decline, he's going to be 30 soon, who averages 10, maybe 11 goals at best a season. What is the valuation for a player like that?
I can't even put a valuation on it. I just think it's the way of the Enix, isn't it?
I know what we'll do. We'll reject 50 million for Bergvall.
Yeah. What I mean? 50 million.
It's so true. That is so true. Just
for carrying the ball and then doing nothing at the end. I'll pay 5p for it. Oh my God. It's just so disappointing. And Richarlison, he's a very sporadically scoring player, isn't he? He scores it's like a bit like Sonny, right? He scores sporadically, but Sonny scores more and he assists more, right? Richarlison, he'll give his all. No one can doubt that he'll give his all, but his all is pretty average, right? And if you boil it down to the goals that he scores, it's just not good enough. We're not going to compete with that sort of level of goals and that sort of level of player. We all know Richarlison can't really control the ball, and I just think I would have bitten their hand off, Maz, as well for 10 million, 5 million, maybe too low, but 10 million, yeah, take it and get rid.
You know what? There's this. I've got this. I think I've got this chart somewhere. No, I've deleted it. It showed the money we've got for each player that we sold. Because what this was doing the rounds. Okay, we signed Spence and Romero for 61 million, and we sold them both for 64 million. But the thing is, you could argue that Romero is a player that some teams value his kind of defensive abilities, and Spence, we didn't pay a lot for him, and after that World Cup, his value's gone up. So, what's Richie done for his price to go up though? Nothing. There's no reason for anyone to. We paid 60 million for him. You've got to be out of your minds to pay. You've got to be out of your mind to pay 60 million for Richarlison, who's going to get you what 10, 11 goals.
But this is why sequencing in the transfer market is so important. And I've been banging on about it on the Two Mark show for the last week and a bit. The reason why I'm angry at the window is not because of the players we signed, because I think the players we signed have been pretty good. I'm happy with that. How can't you be happy with the players that we've signed so far?
Yeah.
But what makes me unhappy is the fact that we signed the players in the positions that before the window we didn't really need, in the sense of we had Van der Ven and Romero. So in terms of the hierarchy of who we need to replace or get in urgently, that they weren't the at the foremost of your mind, albeit we know that what a bad influence those two were, from last season. But I think you can also put that down to the managers as well as to the reason why things went so south. The left back positions, well, we had Spence, we had Adoji. So Robertson is a club signing. We know he's a club signing because of the interest from last year. So that exactly isn't like the highest priority signing. So it's the two midfielders. And even then, are they really the highest priority signing? Because when De Zerbi did come in, the midfield started ticking again with Bentancur and Paulinho, and Conor Gallagher started playing a lot better than what he had been. So yes, obviously we can improve in that area. Yes, it's nowhere near as good as what it should be, the midfield. That's not what I'm saying, but that wasn't the highest priority. We all know that the highest priority is the number 10 and the 3 forwards. That's the highest priority that needs fixing at Spurs. That's been the highest priority that needed fixing at Spurs for the last 5-6 years, with Son on the decline and Harry Kane leaving. But no, what do? We go and buy. We're really good at buying defenders. That's what I've realised. We're really good at buying defenders now. Well done, Lange, right? But we're not very good at actually buying attackers, which is what we actually need at the moment. And certainly what we actually need for the last 2-3 years.
Mari, where are you at with it? Richie, we refused to sell him because the price they didn't meet. Looks like we're going to start the season with Solanke and Matthias Tell. You've got fans that think Matthias Tell is now Lionel Messi because he had a half-decent game against the mighty MK Dons, the global superstars of Auckland and Hoffenheim. I mean, he's found his level, but now he's the best thing in the Premier League. Do you think Tell's going to shine against actual good teams? Do you think Solanke's going to actually have a good season for once? Is Tell going to be any better than what he's shown us?
Well, I've become resigned to we're stuck with these players. We're not going to sell them, especially now that they turned down the offer for Charleston. So I'm already resigned to these players. So it's just a lot of praying and hoping that they do anything. We're going to struggle to score. We're going to miss a lot of chances. So I've already programmed myself, right? Because I don't want to disappoint myself. So I'm already programmed to it. But Charleston he's more of a opportunistic player in the sense that it's not like he creates goals. Other than that one goal he had a couple of seasons ago, that scissor kick, it's really, off a rebound goal or it's It's nothing spectacular, and so that's why he always ends up with 8 or 9 goals. I will say, to his credit, he he gets that perfect opportunity. He's always at that spot. But other than that, you're not getting anything creative from him. Tell, I try to give a compliment. We see, but when it comes down to it, it's not enough. It's just not enough. It's I was saying on another WhatsApp chat that this I've been supporting this team since '07. This is by far the worst forward line coming into the season, by far. And it's just we knew all summer. We know a couple of seasons, but this comes back down to scouting. It comes back to having a plan, having a vision, and it's just really incompetence that I just you know I said this, and I know we're gonna talk about Enoch, but it's like an instant replay for me. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's just you know to appease the fans, right? Because we finished seventh back to back. Let's get Tonali. Let's get Fernandez, and everybody's excited. And then comes the lull period, right? And to be honest, getting the forward, a quality forward, it's more difficult than getting a defender or solid midfielder. So that's why I'm discouraged in the sense that we knew before World Cup kicked off, Krupi, right? Apparently was our number one target. We could have got that done, because he didn't get called up to France. We could have got that done in June before he got injured. Because people will tell you, oh, who knew that Krupi would get injured the first preseason game? Well, he would have been ours. He would have been ours if the same tenacity for Fernandez like Krupi in June. But I say all this, we all say all this, it is an instant replay, right? Enoch could fool us, right? But he's not fooling me this time because I've seen this movie again and again and again, right? Madison, we got Madison, VDB. And then how did the rest of that window finish, right? It happens every time. So I'm resigned to it. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Let's talk about the Hoffenheim game, then we'll go through all the news that's happened because we've gone straight in on the attack because we are a channel that has been saying, and we are YouTubers that have been saying the attack, the attack, the attack from the very beginning. I went on We Are Tottenham TV 6 months ago, and everyone was getting excited. Tonali, Fernandez. I said, guys, I'm worried. Who are they going to feed? Like, who is up front? And I got a barrage, an absolute barrage of criticism. Now everyone is. Shit, 5 days to go. We haven't done anything. I was saying this 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Hoffenheim game, right? It was our last pre-season game of the season. Not many of the first teamers played. Madison and Fernandez, you could say they're going to start, hopefully, the start of the season. They were there. Maybe Benton Core. Ben Davies, Souza, Sarr got a run out. Danzo, Austin in goal, Ajay. Williams Barnett scored a goal as well. And then it was all the kind of reserve type players, Byrne, Hardy, Hall, Donnelly. Have we learned anything, guys, from pre-season? Have we learned anything about what's coming, or has it just been we've kind of had pre-season because that's what you're supposed to do? It's almost as if it's pre-season, play some pre-season games, but we haven't seen the starting 11 play one game. Our starting 11 hasn't played one game pre-season.
I'm kind of just grateful that it's better than Angie's pre-season that we saw. Do you remember that pre-season?
Yeah.
I think we played 2 games or something.
It was all the kids, and we were just like, what the hell is going on? So it's got to be one of the worst pre-seasons I've ever seen. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think I've learned. The only thing I've learned is that we're going to, we've got Tonali's a good player, and he's going to be dictating the play a lot more than what we think.
Yeah.
What I've also learned from this pre-season is that we've got sick notes still at the club. Where's the Doji? Where's Madison? We saw in the last game for like half a thing, and he's again.
Where's Kudus?
Where's Kudus? Where's Kulu? Where's Odeber? How long are these guys been out for now? Like where are they?
Yeah.
It's like, where's Wally?
We've got a bunch of
There's a lot of Wallies, Ellie. There's a lot of Wallies.
We've learned that Matthias Tell,
which Wallies?
Despite the huge propaganda campaign that Sean is undertaking this summer, is
Sean's lost it. Sean and Lubo.
He's just not very good. But for Sean's sake, so he doesn't drive him to the drink too much this season. I'll give him another season, and then we'll see. But
Lubo's full blown Enoch Loving. Like Lubo
we've changed.
Lubo thinks he's on the board. He thinks he's on the. He thinks
he's got a heated seat.
In all seriousness, what have we actually learned this pre-season? What I've learned is that
Lubo's on drugs.
Yeah. What I've learned is that for me,
we love Lubo and Sean. We love them. We love them both.
We have strengthened, a little bit in places. We still have to see them in the season to make a full judgment. But on paper, we have strengthened. But the front line will let us down, because what teams will do is the same thing they always do. What they did against us, certainly when Poch was here, is they'll park the bus, they'll get a goal, and then they'll say, try and break us down. And that's where it all will fall apart for us, because then we're relying on the Tells, the Richarlisons, the Solankis. I can't even say Kudus whenever Kudus comes back, right? If Madison's fit, Madison, to try and break that team down. And I just don't think they've got it in them in a competitive and ever more competitive Premier League. Madison's not getting younger. The boy's constantly injured. I don't think he's going to have a brilliant season at all. I think he's one of the players we should sell. It's sad that he's constantly injured, because he was one of our better players. But you can't rely on him this season for me. I bet you he gets injured before Christmas. I can almost guarantee it.
100%.
Yeah. Right, Richarlison, he might start well. Let's say he starts the first half a dozen games. He might get 5-6 goals. But then what will happen? He'll get injured again. Right? Solanke will come back, get a couple of goals. He might do a little flicking goal again. What will happen? He'll just will not score for the next 20 games. And he'll be rubbish. But he holds up the ball well, right? Maybe Tell will get us a couple of goals here and there. The one thing you got to give Tell credit for is he does work hard. He runs up and down the pitch, is always trying to do something, and I rate him for that, because he doesn't give up, and I think that's a good quality. But for me, he's not showing me that he's got that potential or that skill set needed to be that clinical winger, or a really good winger, and it's fine looking at a small sample size and saying, right, Tell's done really well statistically over the 10 games, but it's not long enough. You need a big sample size to draw a really good conclusion on Tell, and he hasn't had a full season where he's constantly playing. So I'm not convinced.
Maz, can I ask you a question? So fans that are saying, because my argument is Tell has found his level against very bang average teams. And then I get told, but Hoffenheim finished 5th. Are you saying Hoffenheim are bang average? So by that logic, Mikey Moore, who scored 2 goals against Hoffenheim, and Williams Barnett with a really good finish against Hoffenheim, surely they should be in that Spurs squad for next season if the Tell argument has got any substance. Because when I say, but Tell played against MK Dons and Auckland, big deal. But look what Tell did against Hoffenheim. Okay, look what Williams Barnett and look what Mikey Moore did against Hoffenheim.
Precisely.
Where does the argument go from there then?
Well, for me, and I think I was telling Scott, yeah, I was told Scott M this. I'm resigned to seeing the youth play this season. And here's the thing, right? This is a new project, and we really need to ask, what do we want, right? Right. For me, starting anew with Deserby. This is the reason why we got rid of Romero and a couple of the other players. I actually want to start anew. I want to see something build with quality, with ready-made players, along with the youth. I'm I'm open to Williams Barnett getting games in the season. We don't have to put him out on loan. You know what? Keep Mikey Moore. Let's see what he does. He's a rotation player. You know, I want new players. You know, get rid of Tell and Richarlison and let these young guys play, because you know what? I want to see a new project that is building up. I don't want like rush success, right? It sounds weird, right? Everybody wants top six. We want to get back to Europe. I get it. But also, I want to do it the right way. I want to do it the right way. I want to build, and I hate giving compliments to this, but you look at Arsenal, right? They did it the right way, right? You hear the term "no pain, no gain." Yes, we've had pain that led to worse, but it's bad building. So now we have Deserby, right? We want to build something of quality, something good. Then let's take some of the ingredients, right? And some of the youth players, right? Williams Barnett and Mikey Moore. All right, put them on rotation. Now, don't get me wrong, I still want quality. I want the Osimans. I want the Gakpos. I want those players, to come in. And so it's you hear the term Rome wasn't built in a day with Spurs to get us back to where, at least where, the good old days, if you call it the Potch days, it took some building. It took some building with some ready-made players, some youth, and so that's where I'm at in regards to the young players, giving a Hardy a chance, giving Moore and Williams Barnett a chance. So I mean, I'm open to it. At this point, I'm open to it.
Ellie,
I think.
Yeah.
Sorry to interject. I think. Remember that discussion we had 4 years ago now, still, when Ange first came in about blooding in some of the youngsters. Now is the time to do it. I feel this is the same scenario.
100%.
Like now is the
I had an
time to
argument
start.
with Sean about this on his channel. I said the same thing. I said, now's the time to do it.
Yeah, and certainly those two players, and just leave them in and around the squad and give them the minutes when they can get the minutes. But if we do have fully fit players, at least they can learn off a Tonali, they can learn off a Kudus when he's there. They can fight for their place. I think that's healthy for them.
Yeah.
By the way, people in the chat saying that Conor Gallagher's been average, but he doesn't get bashed. Please go watch every episode from February to end of May on the Spurs 5. I was the only one bashing Gallagher. Every week I don't know what we've done here. I don't know why we signed him. So Gallagher hasn't got away from criticism. You're just choosing to remember the bits that you want. Or maybe you didn't watch the Spurs 5. I don't know. Ellie.
Yeah.
Where are you at with it? I mean, do you think any kids from pre-season deserve a crack in this team, or do you think, nah, we got other players that can do it?
I'm all for it, because it's like a transition season for us now, and you'll see De Zerbi is a very smart manager. He probably wants the full package, but they haven't given him the full package as of yet. So it's a time to maybe experiment and see if the kids can step up to the plate, and see if they can grab their opportunity. Because we're never going to find out another time, probably, because this year, for the forward line especially, we can give it a little twist, like a Mikey Moore and Williams Barnett. He's sort of a midfielder, isn't he? So he's probably going to get less opportunities, but we can give him a chance in the cup games, and maybe a few league games if somebody's injured. Blood him. I think Jamie Donnelly, I think he's not up to the mustard. He doesn't cut the mustard for me. But there's a guy called Hardy. He's looking good.
I love Malachi Hardy. I think
Yeah,
he's wicked.
he's a very good
I like
player.
Hardy.
Right?
I
Yeah,
like
he's a
him.
very, very, very good player. Right? And these lads, they've been in and around the club. They love the club as well. They've been here since kids. And there's certain ones are going to make it, and there's certain ones are going to fall by the wayside. But what I think is like when you're building, right? You've got to put little bricks in, build, and then you put the roof on, don't you? So you do the foundations. So we can blood some kids, do a bit of foundation work, see if they're up to it, and then build, and then come to a crescendo. Sorry, probably by January, if we haven't fixed that forward line, which it looks like we won't, in terms of the whole of the forward line, I'm talking about. Because I mean, Savio, I don't know what's happening there, but it just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Gakpo's been touted, but we haven't got him yet. And it's just very disappointing because you don't build a house without a roof, right? And we're going to go into this season doing all the good work, like I said earlier, because I saw it against Hoffenheim, guys, right? We've done a lot of good work. And then Richie was hiding behind his marker for about, I don't know, 45 minutes of the first half. And I was saying, there was an old gentleman next to me. He was 98 years old. He'd seen it all. And he said, this was Charleston. He's not, is he? I said, I know. You don't have to tell me about it. But it's so disappointing because they can really do it. They can really fix this if they wanted to. It's like they go halfway and then they might push a little bit more and then they don't push the whole hog.
You know, can I just say something, Ellie? What you just said there?
Yeah.
I don't think that we can fix it, and I'll tell you why. I don't think we can fix it now because we've been after Savinho, whatever his bloody name is, for the last year and a bit.
Savio.
Right? Yeah. Right, and we haven't got it over the line. You know, we missed out on him last summer window, which was detrimental to us. We're going to potentially miss out on him again, although obviously all of us hope we get proven wrong and we do get a couple.
Yeah, of course.
It'll be brilliant. If we do, then our whole outlook on the summer will change, right?
Yeah.
And you know, Liverpool might not let Gakpo go if they don't have a replacement. You know, that seems to be the stumbling block, you know, and I think we're willing to spend big money on Gakpo, you know, like 85, 90 million plus, you know, for him to get him out. I think we're that desperate that we're willing to do that. But we don't have, it doesn't seem to me that we actually have alternative targets. No. Unless we get a player in completely under the radar, Osherman comes in or something like that. And that's where when we say, oh, we can do it. Well, we can only do it if we have a good shortlist and that we've tapped up all of the agents beforehand and we've spoken to the clubs and the deal is imminent. You know, they're willing to do the deal. But to me, it seems like we haven't done that groundwork. We've done the groundwork on, like I said, the defenders, the midfielders, right? But for me, that's the wrong way around. What we should have done is address the most important part of our team at the moment, right? And then worried about those other positions because should us not got Van Heck or Senesi as an example, we could have said to Romero, you're staying, you're under contract, right? Worst case scenario. Should we not got Tonali or what's his face, Fernandez, we could have maybe purchased Paulinho and just kept that same nucleus of the midfield. Again, for the benefit of the chat, I'm not saying that you know those players are the answer, or that we shouldn't have got those midfielders, and that's not an important position. All I'm saying is that we're going now into the season, as Ellie's analogy, without having a roof on our heads, you know. And one of the worst things about the last 3 or 4 years was our inability to break teams down when they put 4 or 5 men behind the ball. A bank of 2 4s. It was awful. I mean, I remember under Ange where he was scoring a lot of goals, but we played that horrible horseshoe football constantly when teams started to defend and assess that Ange ball, and it was horrific. Then, so I don't know. I'm just so frustrated with it. I'm so frustrated with it because just when you think things are turning around, they always let you down.
Oh no.
and still,
always let you down.
right, and still, I was also saying, and I went on the 2 Mark show when we just signed Tonali, and I said, I want to see who we sign from now. Now it's where the most important part of the window is. Right? This is the most important part. And I was going on about it. And it's nuts. It's nuts that we're in this position. And that
Lancashire,
we're going in with the same problems as what we did last year.
He scored 3, hasn't he? He scored 2 and 1.
Lancashire scored every week.
I know. Do you know
but
what?
People will say, people will say, but look at the level he's playing at, and that is a fair argument to some degree. So I've got to be fair.
It's like when you're a little kid in a Christmas tree, and you can't bloody open your present. That's like because they let us down. It's like you can't open your present, and you feel you want them to find out what it is, and they give you a little feeder, and then they stop.
Now, do you know what it is, Ellie? Do you know what it is? When people give you a Christmas card and you open it, there's no gift. It's just a card, and you're waiting for the money to drop out.
Yes.
But there's no money.
I know.
It's just a card.
I know. Where's the money?
What the fuck's this? What are we going to do with this? A card? Where's the money?
Yeah.
Are any of you hopeful that we sign any attackers in the next 4 days? Savio wasn't in the Community Shield squad that got battered 3-0 by Arsenal. By the way, Arsenal look like they're going to win the league again. By the way,
oh no,
I will say this. I will say this though. Until they pulled Savinho out, I was prepared for actually no signings. Because, like I said, I've seen this movie before. I think that they might just have that one signing in Savinho. 2, and the second person, Gakpo, it really depends on the Barcola deal, which you hear mixed reports. All right, Liverpool offered 130 to PSG, and then if you look at Enrique's press conference, Luis Enrique for PSG, basically it was like Barcola's gone. It was like very, very like they asked him, okay, you didn't name Barcola to the team, even to the bench, and he's like, I'll talk to you about Barcola after the window closes. So I'm like, oh wow, that means Barcola's bridges is burned at PSG. Thus meaning he's a Liverpool player, and so the Gakpo deal is depending on them signing Barcola. So that's a little hope, but like I said, when the window closes, if we get the player, we get the player. But like I said, I'm not going to get my hopes up because, like I said, I've seen this movie before.
I've got a feeling we're going to get one player this week, and I think it's probably going to be Savio. I think we will get it done, but it's not enough, and it's all too late, and it's just not. Who's he gonna set up? Who's he creating for?
But still, we've been.
And by the way, I don't think Brentford have had Brentford's a well-drilled team, especially at home. They're no mugs. I don't think we're going to rock up to Brentford and just win.
Exactly, and that's the thing that frustrates me the worst, right? Because we've been after Savinho for 2 seasons now, and we need forwards before the season starts on Saturday. Brentford, like you said, they're no mugs. I want to win. Get 3 points to start the season. As of now, if you ask me for my prediction, I'm saying Brentford. I'm going with Brentford, because I don't think we're going to. I don't see how we're going to score goals. And I'm not looking at the preseason where we just scored 3. No, right? There's a difference between preseason and then the season. And the season starting, teams are going to have defensive structure. Nerves kick in. It's the league. It's a big difference. So yeah.
I'll tell you something. If people think we're going to go into the season and we're going to have Maddison, Richarlison, Solanke fit, right? Kuda's back. You've got another thing coming, because the fact that we haven't seen them in the last friendly is not a good sign. I mean, Maddison obviously, played half a game, but the guy's not fit. You can see he's not fit. And this is what I don't understand. How can he not be fit? He played the last 3 games of last season. He's had all bloody summer to get fit. All summer, seeing as he was out the whole of bloody last year. Yet he's not fit.
And I believe
what the hell?
I believe he didn't feature in any pre-season games. Is that correct? Because I didn't watch the first 2.
Game. Just the last
game. The one at the training ground against Hoffenheim.
Yeah.
And they touted him to play at White Hart Lane. Then he didn't play. I was really disappointed.
At the moment, the only creative player we've got fit is Maddison, who's not fully fit. So, I mean, if we go to Brentford away and we start Gallagher in the 10, I'm just going to lose my mind. Gallagher's not a 10.
No, he's not
a 10.
He's a decent 8. He's nothing special. He's a decent 8. That's it.
He's a hard-working player. He's a
hard-working player. He put his foot in. He's not technical. He just does basic things, really. He doesn't excite me. But you need a player that works hard and gets about the pitch. But you need something more as well. Like Casiedo. He's fantastic. Something like
he's
that.
A top player.
Do you know what I mean?
When we talk about wingers and attackers, and then you sit in the comments, well, who do you want? Who's available? It's a hard market. In the space of about 2-3 weeks, right, we've seen Solis go to Arsenal, and he looks like a top player. Malik Fofana, Roma, trying to get him. And then you've got Diego Moreira, looks like on his way to AC Milan. These players exist, and these players are better than what we've got. Have we cornered ourselves by only wanting Premier League proven? Have we put ourselves in a corner and just said we're just crap at scouting abroad? Let's just scout in the UK because we've seen them. Is this where we're at as a club at the moment? Because it kind of feels that way. Like I said, honestly, any of these players can do a job at Tottenham. They might not be the next Ginola or the next Gareth Bale, but they can do a job. Do you think we've cornered ourselves?
Can I say something about that point? It is just an excuse, and our fan base sucks it up. I mean, we accept it. I call it lazy scouting. Absolutely lazy scouting. Oh, we're only looking at the Premier League level. That tells me your level, Lange. You're a terrible scout. We haven't had a great scouting system in years at Spurs. And this is evidence. Oh, we're only looking at Premier League players. We're supposedly a big club. And you're telling me you can't look throughout the world, the rest of Europe, South America, and you can't bring in quality forward, midfielders, quality players? Are you kidding me? The same club that we were able to bring in Luka Modric. You're telling me that we can't bring in players to the club out of the rest of Europe? Are you kidding me? this club, Enoch, once again gives excuse after excuse after excuse, and we accept this. We accept this. Oh, we got to look at the Premier League, so we have to go after Robertson. Are you kidding me? You're telling me all of rest of Europe we can bring cover, a proper cover for Udogi and Pearl? Are you kidding me? It's another of Enoch's
But,
excuse.
but,
And
but
we
Mari,
all
do you think we've cornered ourselves? Do you think we've missed a trick here by just saying no to any
yes,
foreign players at all?
yeah, we've cornered ourselves. It's
Yeah.
like it's stubbing our own toe. It's ridiculous. And then when we say this, the other Premier League clubs they know this. So you make this market smaller. That's why Man City is saying we want 80 for Savinho. Liverpool saying that we want 90 for Gakpo because they know, hey, they're just looking at Premier League players and not looking outside of England for other players. Why limit yourself? It doesn't make any sense. But when it comes down to it, it also shows the quality of our scouting. It's not that good. We don't have good scouts at the club.
Do you know what? So I just gave you three wingers, for example. Then we talk about strikers. We mentioned Osherman. We mentioned Torres, who's gone to. It looks like he's going PSG. We spoke about the Greek striker at Benfica, Pavlidis. There are players out there. There are players out. Listen, we found Van Heck. We found Senesi. We found what's his name? Robertson. These aren't. Robertson's not wow, but arguably he's better going forward as a wing back than Ben Davies and Udogie, right? But he's not wow. But these overseas players, they're not wow, but they're better than what we've got. And I just don't understand why we've got to go Premier League. I don't mind going for the Premier League strategy. I don't mind it. But when you're stuck, don't limit yourself. We're stuck. Like, these attackers are shit. We've got some really shit players. And we're like,
Well, the thing is that like last January window in February, we lost Lookman because we weren't willing to pay the extra few million for him. Or in theory, Levy lost him from the summer before. Right? In the end, he went for 30 million as opposed to the 40 that we offered, where we missed out on 1 or 2 million more for him. At Kliush, we dithered and dithered and dithered. Right, and now he's gone to PSG. Right,
Top
Fofana,
player.
Another one.
Top player.
Yeah, exactly.
Top player.
Right.
Yeah. Manu Kone, 3 years ago, we mentioned him on Tottenham Away, Manu Kone. No one even mentioned him. We did, and now look, now he's a superstar. He's brilliant. Everyone wants him.
Is it United did it, Kone? Yeah.
The thing is, if we're willing to spend 85, if we broke our transfer record twice so far, so I applaud Tottenham for that, right? And we're paying a lot more money for players coming in, or the base has risen up since we finished last season. Why aren't we going to Serie A or La Liga or Portugal, right? Identifying the top talent in those leagues, right? And putting the money down, right? They don't need to find gems. All they need to do is look at their top players, right, in each of their teams, and go into the Inter Milans and the AC Milans and Juventuses and say, right, you need money, right? We ain't going to give you 30, 40, 50. We'll give you 60, 70, 80 million pounds, not euros, right? And you're telling me they wouldn't accept it. They'll bite your hand off. Yeah. Now, obviously, the players would want to have to come. But again, you know, the wages that they get, some of the players, the wages that they get in those leagues in comparison to what we pay in the Premier League is night and day difference. So again, if you go to a top player from any one of those leagues and you say, right, you're getting 100,000 euros, 150,000 euros, we'll give you 200 grand sterling. You're telling me they're going to say no? Of course they're not. And this is where I subscribe to Danny's argument. You put the money down.
Do you know I'm still
and the agents know you're serious that you're going to spend the money. Trust me, they're going to persuade them to come because they get a payday as well. But we're not doing it.
Yeah. Do you know what the problem is as well? Is our fans, right? So I went to the Hoppenheim game, right, and I was in the disabled section because I'm actually disabled. I'm classed as disabled, so I'm in there. Right,
I was going to say, Ellie, if you support Tottenham long enough, we're all disabled.
Yeah, true. Right, so
that's a joke, by the way. Anyone who's watching, don't get offended, because I did see that some woke fan tried to take down the Hotspur Hoods channel the other day, and he had to delete a video. So just to let you know, that was a joke. Right, bit of banter.
Yeah. Anyway, I probably started trouble now. Right, so I came out in the concourse.
Ellie does one and we get.
I'm a troublemaker. Right.
Only take us down.
Right, so I went out in the concourse, and there was this guy from Stoke who supported Spurs, and he'd had his leg amputated, right? And I felt really sorry for him. And there was a little kid, right, who was with him. I think he was a relative of some sort. Anyway, I started talking to the fella, and the kid butted in because the fella was bigging up Richarlison and Solanke, and the little kid goes, "There, shit." And I said, I'm siding with the kid, right? And then I went further down because another guy heard it, and he goes, Solanke ain't
Actually, you guys don't have to mute my mic. I was the idiot. No,
yeah. He goes, Solanke's not shit. He's a brilliant player. And I thought, what are these fans on? What do they see that's brilliant about Solanke? I just don't get it, you know.
Oh, it's fake. It's fake so positivity. It's fake positivity, Ellie. There's fans who they've just got to be positive, just so other people around them say you're a good fan. You're proper Tottenham. You are, because you just only say things that sound good. Let's forget reality. Let's forget the truth. Let's forget having an opinion, because that's not allowed here. We don't like that at Tottenham. And then when we finish 17th, what's gone wrong then? What happened?
I think what happened, they're all shit.
No idea. Dietrich, I'll bring you in. Just want to do a couple of quick super chats. Big up to Joey Boy for the jewels, and also to G Giant 68 for the jewels as well. Thank you very much to both of you. Dietrich, how you doing, man? You okay? You good?
Dietrich. Is he gone? He's gone. He's gone.
Dietrich?
Is he gone?
Dietrich, you there?
Dietrich, you there, or? All right, Dietrich is gone. Well, thanks for coming on, Dietrich. Appreciate your contribution. This man looks like he's off. Juventus have made an official club-to-club approach. Vicario looks like he's going because the Martinez for Aston Villa is now off. So Vicario wants to join Juve. There's direct conversation. Romano's also reported it. Juventus have agreed to sign Vicario. Spurs accept a loan proposal with option to buy. So we're not actually selling him. He's going to go on loan with an option to buy. Is anyone surprised Vicario is going to be gone? We've signed Dubravka. Kinski looks like he's going to be the number one. You guys happy with that? Or are you a bit upset that he's going on loan and we haven't sold him? Is that a bit of weakness from the club, or who cares he's gone?
That's what the club does still. We always put players on loan, and then we get players on loan like Werner and Mawani. It's just one shit show.
But he's gone. I mean, at least he's off the books, though, isn't it? At least Vicario's off the books. I mean, personally,
wages as well for a keeper.
What, from Spurs or from Juve?
Wax on, wax off.
I think it was on like 100 grand, 150 grand, something like that.
Like Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, isn't it?
That's old school. That's old school. Mr. Miyagi.
So that is a good movie, Mari.
No, it's a classic. No, I remembered.
Classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Yeah.
I look.
Mr. Miyagi.
Brush up.
I think the writing.
Brush up. Brush down.
The writing was on the wall for Vicario to leave Spurs, so I guess he's off the books. He's gone. I think at the end of the day, you got to have clubs wanting to buy him, and the fact that no one else has come in for him, and got him tells you a lot. For someone who's meant to be a really good keeper, really are they that good? I mean, it's the same thing with Romero, right? World Cup winning defender, got into the final again last year. Fine, he's He's obviously got a bad rep being at Spurs, so no one wants him.
It's like the lurgy. We've got the lurgy.
But do you know, I haven't heard that word since I was 14, Ellie. The lurgy.
That shows my age, doesn't
Oh
it?
my God. Do you remember that?
Yeah, the lurgy. Basically means you're done.
Oh my God, the lurgy. Anyone under the age of 35 watching this show and British hasn't got a clue what you just said.
I'm educating the youngsters. What are you on about?
The lurgy.
I was born and bred in Tottenham. These sayings, I've got many more, but I won't bring them out tonight because I don't want to confuse everybody.
So when we played Kiss Chase in the playground, if you got kissed,
God.
that meant you got the lurgy.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Dietrich, how you doing? You all right? Are you here now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up.
That's better.
How's everyone doing? Maury, Ali, Maz.
Yeah, nice one, man.
And the bald face of Stelios.
Stelios with the hair.
Boy, he changed his face, changed the hair. Even the eyebrows look different. Everything looks different on this guy.
He's been grooming himself.
I've just shaved my beard. That's what
I swear it feels like you waxed off your eyebrows.
What are we talking about? Eyebrows?
Yeah. I swear to God, one looks actually thinner than the other.
Listen, I'm honest. I've had a hair transplant and I've shaved my beard.
I don't believe it 1 sec. I feel like you shaved completely your eyebrows.
No,
I don't believe it.
No, not at all. Look. It's still there.
Yeah. Did you by accident, like when you were trimming, it just fell off the clip?
Yeah.
How's about you come on the show and talk about football? That'd be nice on a football show. This isn't what's it called? Love Island. This is Tottenham Away Ole Ole. I know you fancy me. I know you want me, but sorry, Dietrich.
I always say my favorite are the small brunettes, so you kind of fit the script.
I told you, he wants a piece of me. He wants a piece of my ass.
If you want a brunette, are you lady?
He wants a piece of my ass. Anyway, enough of this weird conversation. We're definitely getting shut down tonight. 100% we're getting. Whoever that guy was that reported to Dan's channel, I guarantee you he's reporting us tonight. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yeah, Dietrich. By the way, big up, Dan List. Dietrich, what did you want to say?
No, I just wanted to say that the first game of the season is in a couple of days, on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know what am I gonna do with. No, I don't know what we're gonna do with this forward line. I'm just not impressed. I really hate this forward line. I hate every single one of those players. How can we go in a season that last year we struggled for goals, even though we had a worse midfield, worse defense, worse goalkeeper, and we still go this season with the worst forward line, but we just improved the things we didn't have to. No, we didn't need that much. For me, the forwards were the number one priority, and we still didn't fix it. What was the point of the summer window? Everyone said, "Oh, let's wait for the summer. Let's do this. Let's do that." We haven't bought one forward. We sold forwards, but we didn't buy one.
But Dietrich, we spent 250 million, so it's all right, mate.
No, it's not. I do you know what? I love Fernandez. I love the tonality deals.
By the way, Dietrich.
No, I know he is. He's getting. No, I know he is. I'm just getting riled up. Yeah, I know. And we got Van Hecke. We got Senesi. Good. But what's the point of doing those deals if we don't improve the number one issue?
Yeah.
It's like someone that's sick, but then you just give him vitamins. No, you need to cure the sickness first.
Yeah.
And we still have the same. We still have Richie. We still have Solanke. We still have Tell. It's so bad that we couldn't even send Mike more on loan because we don't even have backups for him.
Half the problem is that even the players we do have in the squad are constantly injured. So it's not as if you know that this season, most of those front players, Maddison, Xavi, when he comes back, if he comes back this side of the year, he won't. He'll come back next year. Kudus, we're probably never going to see Kulu play. Solanke, Richie, they're all going to get injured.
And you know, Madison is always call him one third
Yeah,
of the
Wayne,
season.
our friend Wayne's in the chat. You know, he goes, "Oh, at least you got Madison," but he's like pissing himself laughing because he told us.
Wayne told us 3 years ago what was going to happen, and it
Yeah.
literally happened.
Okay, let's say,
Yeah,
and look,
literally.
and look how dumb it is. You sold Jet Spence, but you don't have a backup for Poro.
I was saying it on the WhatsApp chat.
We do.
And
I
you
was the only one.
Sorry, we do have a backup. It's called Archie Gray.
Archie Gray.
Yeah, the
Archie
utility
Gray.
player.
Yeah, but Archie Gray just came out and said, even in front of the media and the manager, he said, "I don't like playing the fullback."
Well, there you go.
He said, "I want to be a
There you go.
midfielder."
Because he's not
I
a
came
fullback,
on
that's
last
why.
week.
He's not a
Right?
fullback, that's why.
I
He's the
came
club.
on last week when we sold Romero and Spence, and I said I feel that even though I'm glad that they've gone, we're weaker by them leaving, and I still
agree.
stand by that.
Yeah.
It's a
'Cause-
regression in the window.
Because look,
Even though we had to get rid of them, I still feel we're weaker.
look at the contradiction of this fan base. They all said we gotta sell players in order to buy, but we bought Van Hicken. We still had Romero in the books, so we can buy the players and then sell them towards the end. But no, now we decide to sell players, make ourselves weaker, and now we only have a couple of days to find some players that are gonna join us, and we're probably gonna pay a premium for them.
But Dietrichs, man, listen, let me come in here. Big up everyone. Big up chat. I hope everyone's all right. Look,
Yeah.
the problem is we keep being told that, you know, this is changing, ENIC are acting differently. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not fooled here, right? Until they get these forwards in,
Exactly.
nothing's changing much for me. Until they do
Yeah.
this next window, the window after that, the window after that, prove it to me and many fans. Nothing is changing. Look, this is a joke, guys. 5 days until Brentford, right? We're going in with a forward line of Tell, Richie, and probably Mikey Moore. I mean, God knows who's playing number 10. I mean, Archie Gray will probably be right back. And we're playing Brentford, right? Who, you know, they're a settled side. Won 7-0 the other day. You know, then it's this. I'm expecting a 3-0 loss, to be honest, guys. I just think we're so unprepared going into this game. So unprepared. And I don't know if fans are expecting to go to Brentford and win. But until we get these forwards in, and like Dietrich just said, it's too late now. Who's going to want to let their top strikers go this close to the end of the window? I mean,
Dan, the only way it will make sense if you bought the players. For example, look at Manu. When they bought Mboimo and Cunha, it was from like lower teams. Now we're trying to buy the backups of bigger teams that
when have
actually
we
need
ever
those.
bought
Like,
from City? When have we ever bought a player from City, guys? Have we?
I don't even think we ever did. From Liverpool, I don't think we've ever bought a player from them too.
I don't think City can do us any favours after what happened with Harry Kane. I think that Harry Kane saga, they've got a grudge. By the way, thanks to the super chat from Atavuch Ron Wimberley. Sadly, I think we're well undercooked after an uninspiring pre-season. Too many question marks all over the field. I see Brentford winning 3-1. I personally think we're going to draw. I don't think we're going to lose because one thing I have noticed is our pressing game is so good. We force errors. We force errors.
Hard to beat. We're going to be hard to beat this season.
Yeah, I just don't think we'll win though because we haven't got the firepower.
But Dan, and again, I've been saying this near enough ever since we signed Tonali. What is actually different that we've done over and above previous seasons? The only really material thing that we've done that's different is we've broken our transfer record twice in one season, right? But we have done that before.
We've upped the wage structure, Matt, haven't we? We've upped the wage structure as well. People are singing that.
But guys, we've done this before.
Yeah, we have done this before. Then let me give you my perspective on it. They knew that they needed 2 defenders because in the Tottenham hierarchy's head, given what happened last season, Romero and Van der Ven were on their way out, right? So they secured Senesi from last year that we knew he was coming, right? And they had to go and buy another top defender, so they went and bought Van Heck. In their heads, though, VDV and Romero were leaving, but VDV's been persuaded to stay. Okay? We done this when we had Eric Dyer Sanchez and Clement Longap at the back. where they went in and brought in
Clement long
defenders, right? So it's similar patterns of behaviour. Robertson has come in, right? It's a club signing. He isn't a Roberto De Zerbi signing. They were trying to get Robertson from last year, and he wouldn't leave.
Well, same as Savinho.
Right? Savinho, right? What we were trying to get him from last year. We didn't cross over the line. Now, the two areas where you could say, okay, they've done some work is the midfield, right? They brought in Fernandes, they brought in Tonali. But one of the reasons why I think they brought in Fernandes was that Paulinho's gone, and they didn't want to sign an older player in the squad. And Roberto De Zerbi is probably thinking he's not technical enough for my system. So we're signing a Fernandes. So I do think that's a reactionary signing, or us signing Fernandes, right? And the only other signing that you could say genuinely is a signing that Roberto De Zerbi really wanted, and that is 100% like a Roberto De Zerbi signing, is the Tonali, because he persuaded him from last year to come, given the story that we see in the press for him calling him up and saying, if we stay up, I'm coming after you.
Maz,
but I'm just saying, let me just finish up. I'm just saying, is it really that much different to what we've done in the past? I don't feel it really is.
It's not.
I feel it's still a lot of reactionary stuff that we're doing. That's my gut.
The only difference.
Can I quickly?
I'll be 2 seconds, right? The only thing that's going to change my opinion on what's happened so far, if we do get the two forwards in, then I'll re-look back at the window and think, right, fair play, right? You've proved me wrong in the dying death. But as it stands today, I'm really annoyed about the window so far, because whilst I like the signings, I just don't feel that. I think they're panicking and they're bringing players in because players are exiting the door.
Can I just add something quickly? Even when you said things never changed, the only reason we got Fernandes because he got relegated, same way as Madison. We got Madison when his team got relegated.
Exactly.
Tonali. The only reason we bought Tonali because Newcastle have been gutted. They sold every single one of their players. Yeah. If they were in the Champions League, they were like competing at the highest honors, we'd never get Tonali. So actually, did things change? No, we did get better players. Yeah, but it's the same way.
I will say the one thing. De Zerbi being Italian and being able to talk to Tonali, I'll give De Zerbi that credit for really convincing Tonali, because if not, he would have been a United player. But I will say the only difference I seen, but it's the same, is that Levy's not here. That's the only thing that's different. It's the same ENIC practices. The same. I said it on the WhatsApp chat. Those of you who are on there, you saw the back and forth. I was saying, man, that's bad practice, selling a player without cover. I'm not saying that I rate Spence, but I know what's behind there. And, responsible clubs, they do that. And then going back to how we do things, right? We finished 17th back-to-back seasons. What do you think this club is going to do? They want to appease the fans. Oh, we made a big signing, Fernandes and Tonali, right? They did that so they could put us in a position to say, gotcha, right? Because everybody's like, people say, oh, we're going to finish second, third. I know expressions he joke around. We're winning the league, but there are those, the Sunnies and the Wallies and
I think he meant that, by the way. I think he meant that.
And the Abby Summers, they were like, okay, I expect top 6. Really, with this front line? Are you kidding me? Right? But they do it to us all the time. They do it. They find any angle, right? It's almost like a Pied Piper, and it just gets everybody in. That's what I say. It's the same. And Maz explained it well. Dietrich explained it well. It's the same process. It's like Groundhog's Day. It's the same thing. They get us excited, right? But they're gonna have that lull period, right? They get rid of players, right? Yeah, look at this. But the most important objective was improving our front line. And we're like 5 or 4 days away, about to play our first game of the season, right? and we have not made no improvements in the front line. And I know on Dan E's show, they were like, oh, that's ridiculous to say, oh, it's disappointing. You know what? I am disappointed because I've seen the same damn movie over again. We signed Madison, we signed VDV. Yay, we got excited. And then we ended off, right? We end up getting Brennan Johnson, the last, yeah, okay.
And the mighty Timo Werner.
And how
Yeah.
come? How come Arsenal, for example, they signed, even though I don't rate him, that's a different story. Solis, they signed him, and then
No,
they
he's
saw
good,
Trossard.
Dietrich. You're wrong on him. He's good.
No, I said I could be wrong, but I don't rate him right now. They signed Solis, they sold Trossard. Now they're linked with Osimhen. They haven't sold a midfielder. They signed Guimaraes. How come we cannot follow this blueprint? Sign the players nice and early, and when the season kicks in,
Because we're trying to balance the books, Dietrich. We've got a net spend of about 25 million. We're balancing the books. Arsenal just went for it. The
Yeah, but that's
Kroenkes
how-
have got a
that's-
history of doing this. Every
yeah,
sport,
but if
American football, basketball, ice hockey, lacrosse, soccer, whatever sport they go into, they go for it. They
No, but you
throw the
can-
kitchen sink at it, and that's why they always win. Whereas we're trying to be
So why say to-
financially prudent. We're trying to be low risk, you know.
Yeah,
But why
yeah,
say?
yeah.
Well, why say to the fan base that we're trying to win? You have the blueprint to win. How come you're trying to do a different model?
Yeah, but we're going to have to be patient and wait and see where we are in 3 years, though. isn't
Oh,
it?
football's the only sport. Like Mario would know. Like we watch like American, we watch hockey, we watch like different sports. You have drought. Like it takes time to build a team. Football's the only sport where it doesn't take time. You can do
Absolutely.
everything in one summer.
Yeah,
Look,
I would say
guys-
this. I want to respond to Max, calling us doomers. Max, you have to understand.
Max is the same guy, by the way, who told us all to back Frank. He's the same guy that told us Moani was going to do well. He's the same guy that waxed lyrical this time last year, and Max buried himself 6 foot deep in the mud last season. So be careful what Max says, because he's got great history of doing this. He's right up there with some of the best.
Max,
Some of the
I would say this. And even it relates to Dan's question.
Choo
Have we
choo.
approved?
Frank
Have we
engine, I think it was he said. Choo choo.
Yeah. Listen, yes, we have approved the midfield it needed in the defense. But the last 3 seasons, or I'll be nice, the last 2 seasons, I've seen dross from our front line. I'm sick and tired of it. I cannot see a 3rd season, right? Right? They say in baseball, right? The home runs, right? Chicks like the home runs. In football, I like seeing the goals. Yes, I love defense. I like the midfields. But I want to see goals. I want to see quality. I've seen 1 season of dog shit front line. I've seen 2 seasons of dog shit front line. I do not want to see a 3rd season where we don't finish our dinner. We have all these chances and we're not seeing quality. For a 3rd consecutive season, come on, that's too much to stomach. I can't stomach that anymore. Come on,
Maury-
man. I want to get, when I get a jersey, when I get a kit, right? Usually I buy a one of a forward. I haven't been able to buy one since Kane, Son, and Dele Alli. You know what I'm saying? Because we haven't had any quality. I want to be able to see quality up front. It's just
No, but look how bad it is. The last quality forward we signed was Heung-min Son. And that was what, 2016?
yeah.
2015, 2016.
Come on, and I
So
felt
it's been a decade we haven't signed a quality forward.
we had Berbatov when I first started rooting for this team. Defoe, Modric, Bale, Kane. Come on, man. Give me something entertaining up front.
Do you know what drives me mad, right? Well, by the way, let me do a couple of super chats before I forget. Sanila, thank you. Always generous with the super chats. Always a big supporter of the channel. Original Levy out protester. Top guy as well. Thank you so much as always, Sanila. Rayan, big up for the jewels. Appreciate it. And also Daniel Field, thank you as well for the jewels too. Do you know what pisses me off? When fans say we're building from the back as if they're all experts now. They all understand it. They're all in the conversations. They're gurus of how to build a successful team. None of them were saying that in the past. None of them have ever said that with any other manager. But now we're building from the back. It's absolute bollocks. Arsenal didn't build from the back because that was their strategy. They brought in defenders and midfielders because they had Aubameyang and Lacazette. They didn't need to fix the front at that stage. They had 2 good forwards at that time. Same with Man United. They had Mark Hughes. They had Robbins. They had the kind of attackers that meant we can do this in a year or two's time. Tottenham don't. Tottenham don't have that luxury. We had to fix the attack. It was a must. The attack was costing us for 2 years. And it's going to cost us again. And then I'm hearing, oh, but Gallagher can play in the 10. No, he fucking can't. He's not creative. He's not creative. It doesn't work. A De Zerbi team depends on creativity. His teams play through balls, killer passes. That's not Gallagher. Gallagher's a workhorse. He's Go for it, Danlist.
Yeah, look, I mean, Enoch got away with murder, didn't they, last season? Yeah. What a disgrace, honestly. Nearly getting relegated. Can anybody tell me, why is Lange still here? Even Vinay, to be honest. I mean, why are players like Richarlison still here? Solanke, Sarr, Bergvall, Gray. I just think these players, we've got so many average players. And for me, I know we've made some good signings, right? But until these players are gone, we're going to have the same problems next season and the season on. Because I'll tell you what, we'll get injuries. We will get injuries. And look who's going to be coming in. These guys. Some of these guys are going to be starting against Brentford.
And Davey, Pape Sarr, they're all going to play. Archie Gray, Bergvall, they're all going to play.
Right back.
They're all going to play.
He's going to be right back. We all know this, right? And I just hope De Zerbi realises that, once these players come in next season, he's going to be furious, right? Because these players, man, they're going to keep letting us down and letting us down and letting us down. So I don't expect much next season, especially without the forward players at the moment. I don't expect much at all, really. Maybe it's going to take another couple of seasons because with all this lot in the club still, no top forwards in, I just don't have much expectation. I'm not saying we'll get relegated, but I can't really see where we're going with this. With Maddison, the question around Maddison, Kulusevski, there's too many question marks, guys. Honestly. But then, I was speaking to my mate this evening, and he reckons that Spurs, they're struggling to get in top forwards from other clubs because we're not in Europe. We're not that attractive. I kind of get him. Whenever we ever got a foot like a top player from City or Liverpool, we never have. And you guys have just talked about the signings that we've made and how we've made them. Yet Tonali is obviously the biggest signing, but there's the links with De Zerbi, right? You've got Van Heck, that links at Brighton. Fernandes got relegated with West Ham. Robertson was coming to the club. So we haven't made any kind of game-changing signings yet, have we? And it could take over time. Could take a time. We might have to get in the Champions League. But are we even going to make the Champions League next season? Because right now, this club is well off it.
We've made game-changing signings. We was in a team. We had a team. Hello, everyone, by the way. Sorry.
Big up, Dan.
We had a team that was 2 points off relegation. 2 points. We now have a team that I think everyone would agree, even without strikers, is round about an 8th or 9th. Let's say top 10 to keep everybody happy. That's already game-changing. Maybe not to the degree that people want, but finishing 2 points from relegation to finishing up to 8th is a massive change. Yes, we need more. But the way we've built it from the back out to the front, out to the midfield, we now have a top 6 team in midfield. When you put it all together with Tonali, Fernandes, Gallagher, Bentancur, I'd say that's a top 6 midfield. I don't know if anyone disagrees, but I would say that is a top 6 midfield.
No, I think midfield, when players are fit, we've got a very good midfield when they're all fit. When they're all fit.
Defence, okay, you know me. I do question if we play Robertson or Porro as a left back or a right back, then they're 2 total waste of players, especially Porro. Waste of space.
Are you including the DM, Danny?
As long as you play him as a wing back.
No, is it? It's not game changing because when you look at the
what do you call game changing? What do you call game changing then, Maz?
Game changing is buying brilliant forwards.
Game changing is when you change results. That's what game changing means.
Well,
you've changed results.
That's a low bar when considering we finished 17th.
Considering we finished 17th,
that's classified as game changing.
Considering we finished 17th and could finish 8th now with what we bought, is game changing.
Game changing.
Well, how
Robertson's not a game changer.
You haven't started the season. We don't know the results. So how can you say it's game changing?
Right. How can you say it isn't? If you don't know,
because we haven't started.
Because you're the
league
one who
now,
said game
isn't it?
changer, Dan.
Yeah.
You're the one
Yeah.
who said game changer.
it is blatantly game changing. You can
How
say
do you know that?
I mean,
Because I've got the results here.
okay, I'll go with that
This
then.
is a game changer.
But you haven't seen the results not happen yet either. It's all an opinion.
No,
in that
but what I
aspect, yeah?
can do,
anything's a gamble.
What I can do is look at what Ange did 3 years ago when he finished 5th. Look at that nucleus of that team and the players in there, and have a look now and say, aside from Tonali, where's the game-changing element? Because Fernandes is unproven. He's been relegated twice, right? Yes, he's a very good player.
Okay.
From what I can see.
Take Fernandes out of it.
Him.
Take Fernandes
Right.
out. Forget
Yeah.
Fernandes.
Right.
Go and put Gallagher there.
Yeah, but
You've got an established...
Gallagher's Spurs career, mate, hasn't been great.
No, and Gallagher hasn't been played in the right position for 90% of his games either.
And neither is Timo Werner then.
Come on.
I mean, come on.
Guys, what's Gallagher's... Can I ask you a question? What is Gallagher's correct position?
He usually plays as a box-to-box centre mid, doesn't he? Or he's covered the 10
him as
position
an
when he had
eight.
to.
Do
you really think that nothing is going to change?
Dan, if Gallagher plays in the 8, then that means Fernandes isn't going to play then.
I just said leave Fernandes out because Maz said he ain't proven. Gallagher is proven that he can play in the Premier League consistently and be a captain of Chelsea.
Is it?
What do you call game changing?
It's game changing.
Game changing is when you can change your game completely from 17th to finishing top 8. You've changed a few games. If you want to look on it as game changing, as you need your flair man in there that's going to do 3 nutmegs and put it in the net, then you can look on that as a game changer as well. But I think we have got a team out there that has got enough in it to change games that we couldn't change last season by having
Maz is a game changer because we're going from Bergvall and Gray to Gallagher and Fernandes. So, the bar was so low. It is, technically.
No, we had Bentancur and Paulinho. Yeah. And they did brilliant when they all.
So it's.
No, we had.
We've now got better.
Right. We'll see.
I think Paulinho is a better number 6 than anyone we've signed. No one's a better 6 than Paulinho.
If we'd have gone and got Kopri, what's his name? Kopri? I can't pronounce his bloody name. If we would have got him, was he a game? Yeah. The 90 million, was he a game changer?
No.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I don't think so.
Because he's so young. He's only had one good season. It could. I don't know. I'm on the fence with that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maz, was he a game changer for you?
Who? Sorry.
Kupri. If we'd got him for Kupri. If we'd got him for
the 19-year-old from Bournemouth, we were.
Dan, I've got to say something to Dan.
Would he have scored more goals than what we got?
If he stayed fit. Sure.
So he's a game changer then?
No, game changer for me is when you buy Jurgen Klinsmann, mate. Game changer isn't buying a player just above the crap that we got, right?
We didn't.
I think there's a confusion here, right? Dan, you are calling a game changer an improvement on what we've got. Maz is calling a game changer someone that actually changes the game like the way Bale did. Gets on the ball, he can change a game. Exactly. I think your definitions of game changer are they're not the same. I think that's what's going on here.
I think that's a problem.
I think we've bought players in that can change our game, basically. Now, if you want that Mickey Mouse player that's going to come in from Disneyland and everything, it's not happening. They don't exist anymore for clubs of our level, basically, yeah? If we go out and get an Osimhen, wow. That's
Osimhen's a game changer for me.
Game changer.
Osimhen's a game changer.
But again, how do you know he would work over here?
Because he's done it everywhere he's played. He's done it in Italy.
But he hasn't done it in the Premier. Oh, no, hang on a minute, yeah? If you can sit here and all of a sudden say you don't know if certain players are going to work that have already played in the Premier League for 2 years, people then come and tell me that someone who's never ever stepped foot in the Premier League and has been in for 2 years would do it.
I'm sorry, that don't make sense. Fair enough. I think Osimhen would be far better than any attacker we've got. Not an upgrade, not an upgrade, far better. Much better.
Yeah.
No, I agree on that one.
Yeah, I was going to say to Danny about the midfield is top 6. And are you including the number 10 in that, mate? Or you're just talking about the central mid?
Well, what does midfield come under? Is it a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3? Because usually for me, when people say a number 10 these days, it usually goes with the attack. Left, right, number 10.
So you're including the number 10, yeah?
Centre mid. No.
Central midfielders.
Central
defensive
midfielders.
midfielder.
That's a top six.
The number 10 is an attacking midfielder. He's the
Okay,
creative
put
midfielder.
the number 10 into it then.
Yeah.
Well, then I have concerns because of Maddison. He can't stay fit, so that we're up against it, aren't we? Against some of the other midfields.
But
that's what I would
he
say.
is fit at the moment. Okay, but he is fit at the moment. So stick Maddison into it as well then. Maddison as a number 10 with Fernandes, if he ends up as good as everyone tells me and as good as he has been. 2 clubs got relegated, not Fernandes. And Tonali next to him. That's a top 6 midfield.
For half a season.
It's better than us. We didn't ask how long it's for. We asked, is it? Now, if you want to give me dates and times and goals, I can't give you that, yeah? But on paper, on quality of people in that triangle, you can say that's better than what
on paper, yeah. I agree with you when you say paper, yeah.
So it's that's the top 6 midfield we got then. Whether it works or not is a different story, yeah? Whether Maddison stays fit or not is a different story. But on paper, that is a top 6 midfield.
I think our midfield is top 6. I think our back 4, I've got concerns about the defensive wing back. If they're going to, I've got concerns about that. I think our front 3 is a relegation.
Bottom.
It's a championship front 3.
Yeah, it's bottom level. It's bottom the Premier level.
It's all, that's what's going to drag us down. I think most Spurs fans' fear is the front 3 are going to let us down. I think most Spurs fans think from defence to midfield, we're a better team than last year. But we're just worried that front 3 is just going to be a massive, massive hindrance to what we try to do.
It 100% is going to be, man. We're all saying it. Every Spurs fan saying that, isn't it? I don't think there's one Spurs fan thinking we're going to do anything with those players, right? Well, I could be wrong. I don't think anyone.
Up front is our problem. Everybody can see that. If anyone can't see that, then you must be blind as a bat, literally. No ifs or buts about it, yeah? That front line is our major issue. But nobody can really debate the fact that we have not proved, on paper at the moment, significantly better than what we was. We've got more stability at the back now, also depending what formation we use. If we use 3 at the back and use 2 wing-backs, we've got a very good wing back who's very good at getting forward, got a lot of stamina on him, got a lot of power in his cross and shot. And then we've probably got one of the most accurate wing backs in the Premier League when it comes to crossing and passing the ball. Problem is with them two, they're both absolute dog shit at defending, absolute terrible. If we use them as fullbacks, then we're in trouble. Wing backs, then maybe we play 3 at the back. And then when you've got Tonali, Fernandes sitting there, your back half, your back line as such, until you get to a goalkeeper that only anyone's ever seen play 10 Premier League games and 5 good games, you can say everybody else is absolutely stable.
But then that only brings us up
to the next level.
Yeah, it brings us up from relegation team to like mid-table, top 8 maybe. With it right now, I would say.
Massive improvement.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do? Finish top 2 or finish go fighting for titles?
It's just sensible, isn't it? It's sensible, isn't it? That
if we finish 8th, clear as day, is that not a massive improvement? Yes, of a club this structure and size, so people keep telling me it's a big club. So a club this big, yes, we're expecting bigger off of it. Sadly, things don't change in 5 minutes. Yes, you can change a lot of things, but we've literally had to rebuild a whole team now. There's about 9 out of the 11 that needed replacing there. Yeah, I think we can agree on that. And at the moment, if we end up finishing 8th, is that or is that not a massive improvement of 2 points of relegation?
Of course.
I think it's a missed opportunity. I think this season
could be.
Listen, Man City are going to have an interesting season. Let's see. The Charity Shield is the Charity Shield. Let's see what happens. Arsenal look like they're going to win the league. They're the favourites. City, Iriola, I think he's going to do brilliantly at Liverpool, but he needs some defensive players in. Chelsea, we don't know. Newcastle look like they're going to have a nightmare. Bournemouth, without Iriola, we don't know. Villa have lost a lot of players, but you can never write off Unai Emery. I honestly think, looking at this season, and the top 9 teams are all in Europe. They're all in Europe except for us and Chelsea. I think there's a massive, massive opportunity for Spurs to get top 6 this season. I think it's there waiting for Tottenham to go and grab it. And if we don't sign any attackers that can put the ball in the back of the net, we're going to fuck it right up. We're going to miss.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that. But then one other question I'll ask, Phil,
is
the one thing people have complained about me being one of them, you being guilty of it, Maz being extremely guilty of it as well, Dan List, DK, Mari, Ellie, all of us, is spending it on crap. Going and wasting 65 million on an absolute piece of crap like Solanke or Richarlison or whoever. We can go through a list, can't we?
But there's
What would you
players
rather
out.
we actually done? If
Players
we
out.
can't get the player we want, specific player we want, what would you rather we do? Go and take a 65, 75 million hit and miss on a Richarlison, or say, bollocks, I'll wait until the next window and we actually get someone? What would you actually prefer? It's just a question.
I'd prefer we sack the entire recruitment team, who people like Lange, who are on £2 million a year. £2 million a year. You can't find a better player than Solanke, Tell, or Richie. Just leave. Leave, man. You can't do your job. That's what I would do. Earlier on, I was showing Solis. He went to Arsenal. He's better than anything we've got on the flanks. Fofana, he's on his way to Roma. Moreira, he's on his way to AC Milan. Pavlidis, the striker at Benfica. All these players, they're not wow. They're better than what we've got. You know? Even if we sign Gakpo, I'll say that is better than what we got. Just get Gakpo. He's better than what we've got. So it's not about waiting for the perfect play. It's about just improve what we got, man. So we got a decent chance. You know, that's where I'm at with it, Dan. But at the same time, I don't want to go and spend 90 million on Savio if he's not going to go and get us 10 goals, because I think that's mental. Because who's he going to feed?
What's he going to do himself? One thing you can say Savinho has proven is that he is a proven non-Premier League goal scorer as yet. Oh, hang on a minute. Am I going to start? Am I going to start hearing off other people? Yeah, but that's because we're going to play a different way, and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. Well, he's had 50 odd games in the Premier League and scored 2-3 goals.
Yeah, guys. Also, what's going to happen, right? Because a lot of fans are so convinced Savinho's coming in, right? It's a done deal. I saw another "Here we go" today. So what's Plan B then? So say we can't get him from City, because it's possible, right? It's possible. So who's coming in then? You know, this is what I mean. I just don't get it.
Well,
anyone know Plan B?
The Zerbi 3 weeks ago told us there's a big bomber. Where is it? Where's his bomber?
Oh, I forgot about that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Zerbi's out there like dangling carrots in front of us. Yeah, bomber. When I want a player, I hunt them down and I get my man. There's a bomber. Really?
If he doesn't, not very good on him, is it?
Listen, the Zerbi's sounding a little bit yes-man-y. He's sounding a little bit yes-man-y. I'm just saying it as it is. And I love De Zerbi. I really like him. But he is sounding... Danny, come in, man. You haven't spoken. I can't take you seriously with that cherry pie box office picture.
No, do you know, I keep listening. I'm enjoying the conversation.
No,
I'll
jump
chime
in.
in at some point.
Chime in now. I've just cued you in. To say anything, you can say whatever you want.
I don't know. I just think I think we just need to wait and see what happens. Really, I just think that the club have acted very differently, and it just kind of feels a little bit like it's exactly what was happening last season with Spurs fans when everyone was like, "Oh, we're getting relegated. We're going to get relegated. We're going to get relegated." And like, there's a very few of us that were saying, "No, we're not getting relegated, regardless of how shit we were." And I was maintaining that. And it's like now, I still maintain that we're going to get 2 or 3 players in. And then everyone will look at the window and be like, fucking hell, that's the best window that ENIC have ever given us. Ever. Considering what they've done. I just think people are not... that people are thinking that everything is so easy to do. Oh, just pay the money and go and get the player. Well, Liverpool have just got fucking Jeff Bezos as a new share owner, right? Who's the richest man on the planet. They don't fucking need money. Man City, they got the Sheikh who owns them. You think they need money? They don't need money, right? Those players that we want clearly they've set out with a transfer strategy this season to go and get players with Premier League experience, right? So for me, if that's who De Zerbi wants, if De Zerbi wants those 2 players and he doesn't want to settle for anyone else, then that's on De Zerbi, right? No one else. So we can all sit here, we're all discussing and all debating and all assuming and all this kind of shit. But for I think people just need to wait and see what happens, because I think this season,
it wasn't on Frank last year though, was it? It's on De Zerbi now, but it wasn't on Frank last year.
I have a question for you, Danny.
Wait, what's
Danny? Danny, I have a question for you, right? And I'm gonna and I admit this because I said I've seen the same movie. It's like Groundhog's Day, right? I think there's a big part of us as the fan base that suffers from post-traumatic Spurs disorder. And it's the same history.
Most of the people in this panel.
Yeah. So my question to you is, what gives you the hope that we're going to bring 2 or 3 players, right? In order to say 2 or 3 players before this window closes, what evidence that gives you hope?
Well, the fact that we signed Tonali for 100 million, the fact we signed Matthews Fernandes for 85 million, the fact we smashed our wage structure, and the fact that I don't think De Zerbi's, you think, if you really believe De Zerbi's going to be happy with what we've got right now as our only attacking outlets, then I think everyone's fucking deluded, right? There is no way De Zerbi's going to let Tottenham not sign attackers, because if not, he is going to make it known to everyone.
Okay, well, Danny, I don't know if you missed early part of the show. We've done this before. We splashed at the beginning, like the month of June. We
haven't done this though, Mari, before.
No. When we brought in Dembele, when we brought in Madison, when we brought in VDV.
Again,
we've had Junes that we come in hot buying players, and then we go on a low in the whole month of July, as usual, and then comes the scramble of August. Like, I've seen this script before, so that's why I said, what evidence, right? Because it seems like the same script. And then the second thing is, yes, you say that about De Zerbi, he won't allow this, but we said the same about Jose, he won't allow this. We said the same thing about Conte, he won't allow this. And when it comes to money talks. You're getting paid, you get a good contract. You're kind of, going to sell yourself to Enoch in the sense of, we're getting your players in June, and then the low comes. Like, it's like an instant replay. So that's why I'm kind of not puzzled, but I'm just kind of like where are you getting this different hope?
Again, first of all, Daniel Levy's not here. Second of all, the club is showing they're acting differently. We've sold nearly up to £184 million worth of talent, right? Whether that's good talent or not talent, bad talent is regardless. But the fact that we've actually sold players like Lancashire for 20 million, we sold Vuskovic for 50 million, right? I still think we'll sell another one in our squad for quite a high salary. We got rid of Romero when we needed to get rid of him, right? And took a hit on him, right? There is no way in hell Daniel Levy would have let any of that happen if Daniel Levy was here, because of the way he is, right? And the fact that we were able to go and bring in the players that we were able to target, like your Tonalis and Fernandes, considering that we finished 17th twice, how the fuck can you able to entice those players to come? It's because they've obviously been given, like De Zerbi, they had to give him whatever he wanted because he kept them up, right? So, in my opinion, I think we will get another 2 or 3 attackers, and I still believe that, just like I still believe that we were going to stay up last season when everyone was losing their shit and losing their mind. Right, just like people are doing right now. It's exactly what Spurs fans do, because, like you just said, Murray, you've all got post-traumatic Spurs disorder, right? The problem is none of you are refusing to look at what's, apart from actually Dan, maybe, right, Danny, that we've actually changed in a lot of the ways we've conducted ourselves.
Don't make out you're Mr. Calm, mate. Don't make out you're irrational and scream and shout on YouTube.
Really, we've changed.
No, I am calm.
Who do you think you are tonight? Just coming on it.
I am. I've maintained the same stance. I've maintained the same stance. I've maintained the same stance for months. right? I've not changed my stance. I scream and yell if I don't agree with the opinion of someone, right? But my stance on Tottenham is the same. It hasn't changed.
Okay,
Danny.
basically, Danny. So basically, I can I say this then? It's like my boy, his girl has been cheating on him the whole time. She then finally says, "You know what, babe? I've stopped cheating. I cooked you a meal," and that's the first week, but you trust her because that's how I kind of feel with Enoch. Like I need more than plenty of time to see if they've changed. And this script looks similar. Hey, be patient. How many times I've been since 2007? Hey, be patient. We're going to get these guys in. And it's usually not the case. We get plan C and D. Matter of fact, Romano just said, oh, if we don't get Gakpo, Pedro Neto is the alternative. Like, I'm like...
And Pedro Neto is still better than what we have.
Well, I agree. I agree, but...
I don't know where people expect that we're going to go from 17th to winning the league. The only way that happens if we bring in all those players and we bring in Harry Kane. That's the only way we have a shot of winning the title. There's no other way that Tottenham have a shot of winning the title. To go, like Danny said, if we were to finish 6th or 5th this year with Cody Gakpo and Savino added to the squad, that is a fucking amazing improvement considering we finished 17th twice in a row.
Yeah, but Danny, everyone agrees. Hold on, 1 minute.
But
everyone agrees on this show. If we get Savio and Gakpo, it's an improvement on what we've got. No one's against.
We haven't done it. Yeah, that's the whole point.
We haven't done that.
You are all being negative to the fact because of previous experience of Spurs.
Negative,
right?
The season starts in 5 days.
Danny, let me stop the mic. Wait. Still. Let me drop the mic. I could have sworn that De Zerbi, when we hired him, says, I want my players in preseason. We are 4 days away. If Enoch has changed, we would have had our forwards in before Saturday's game. We would have had our forwards in. If they have really changed, right, they would have had their players in preseason, right? Even if they got them last week, it's okay.
How can they, Mari? If the start of the season, that's changing.
If the other team don't want to sell, if the other team doesn't want to sell, what do you do then, Mari?
Thank you.
You don't go for that player.
That's the most
Premier League experience.
No, but hang on. De Zerbi wants this player.
Yeah, De Zerbi wants it.
But they don't want to sell him.
Who was our number one target?
They do want to sell him.
Who did not go to France for the World Cup. Right?
Stanley just said it. Liverpool and City will not rush because they want their replacements. Those players, those teams are not those teams that we're going to buy those players from. Gakpo currently is a first teamer for Liverpool, and the only way we get Gakpo is once they sign Barcola and buy. Right? With Savio, he is the backup for them. Right? So until they sort that out, then we're not going to sign him. But it doesn't mean we're not going to sign him.
So
this is the whole doom and gloom that everyone's got. And also, if Spurs don't decide, if they can't get those players, right, and for whatever reason Spurs don't go for another winger or whatever, right, that is on the club and De Zerbi. Because if De Zerbi is sitting around there saying that I only want Premier League proven players, right, then that's on the manager and the club.
But you called us negative for saying that. You called us negative for saying that.
After the World Cup.
That. You're talking like as if we're not going to do it. I believe we're going to do it.
Danny, the interest in Gakpo started after the World Cup. Of course, that team needs time before the season starts to get a replacement. The Gakpo interest did not start in the beginning of June. You know why I'm so serious about this? Because it's the same script. That interest in Gakpo wasn't the end of May or early June. It happened after the end of the World Cup, which was July 18th. So of course we're in a situation where we have to. They have to have their replacement player. It was in the beginning of June. Come on.
All right then, Murray. Let me
Come
ask you
on.
this one then.
I'm
yeah?
not letting this club
If we go and
fool me.
if we go and
I'm
sign,
not
if we
letting this
go and
club
sign the
fool me.
players you want,
You're playing.
if we go and sign the players you want, say for instance we get Gakpo and Savino, because I think we can all accept a striker. It's highly unlikely, yeah. But we can get two left wingers, yeah, or maybe even a left winger and a right winger because we do need that, or maybe a number 10. Either way, we get two more players that can say score 10 goals apiece. Are you happy? Yes or no? Simple. Yes or no?
Yeah, because we're finished 6th, 7th with those two players.
Well,
at least 6 or 7.
No, we don't. There's no nothing certifies it. No, Maz said earlier that you can't say it's for a fact because it hasn't happened yet. So don't.
But Murray thinks that's going to be the outcome.
Yes,
I'm Murray. I'm not Maz.
Right.
I'm Murray.
No,
I'm not
saying
Maz.
you can't call it a
Maz is
fact.
deluded.
So the other point I'll give you, so you'll be happy with it. So does that mean you're now going to trust? Does that mean you're now going to trust
Really?
Enoch? Does that mean you're now going to trust Enoch?
No, I one window. I said it before. I said it a couple weeks ago on your show.
They do it
I
next
need
year.
more than one window.
You said no. You said no. That's all I needed.
Windows.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
So 4 years down the line, are you going to trust them? Are you ever going to trust them? I mean, me personally, if I've had someone go and get with my missus like my brother gone and got with my missus 5 times, doesn't matter how many things he buys me, mate. I ain't going to trust him come love nor money. Are you ever going to trust Enoch? Are you ever going to trust him?
I will never trust Enoch as long as they keep Ben Davies at this club. Never in a million years.
Murray, will you ever trust them? Is there anything they can do, Murray, that you will trust them?
Get rid of Ben Davies.
To be honest, no.
So you're basically going to be skeptical and complaining no matter what they do. That's
Yeah,
right.
sounds like
no.
Yeah,
not complaining, but it's just going to be skeptical.
That's what it sounds like.
Mind you, wait. Here's the thing. Wait, here's the last thing.
Right. I get it. It's all right.
And I brought this as evidence. Right?
Okay.
I like to use an example of another sport. This summer, I did get a chance to celebrate. Right? I'm a New York Knicks fan. The NBA champions. 53 years in the making. Right? 53 years. What happened for the Knicks to finally win the NBA championship that has all of New York City burning cars and whatsoever is that their own type of Daniel Levy, James Dolan, 4 years ago says, I completely relinquish power over this team. I'm going to hire this guy and he's going to take over operations for the basketball team. And each of the 4 years, the Knicks approved to the point I'm celebrating an NBA championship this season. That's the only time I will believe Enoch is where I know they have completely overhauled. If they still own this club, completely overhaul and relinquish that power to the people who are in charge, competent people. Because I don't believe in Lange and the other guy, Dumb and Dumber.
So
then that I will have that trust. But
what is that trust? Because I don't understand a single word you just said.
Let me flip it.
Okay.
Let me flip it back to Danny. Let me flip it back to Danny. Let me go back to Danny in a second.
I need to see Vinay and Lange go because those were Levy hires.
Right. So
I need to see those two guys go.
Okay. So them two go. You fully trust Enoch then, yeah?
No, it starts the process of trusting them. It starts the process.
So
it starts.
It will go to us. So what have they got to do there? If it starts a process of trust, that means there has to be light at the end of the tunnel somewhere. Now, I understand that. Yeah, I'm with you 100% on this one. Yeah. Now, how far is your light at the end of the tunnel before you trust Enoch? Because you've just said there is light at the end of the tunnel if they do a certain thing and it
Where's
opens
this
up.
going?
No,
though?
I'm
Where are you
asking
leading
Maury.
with this line of questioning.
Where are we going with this?
If I'll give you an example. If they hire
I just want to see
get
what
rid
he
of
needs to
Vinay,
trust the club to have faith.
If they get rid of Vinay and Lange and they hire, say, a Berta, right? And you see what Berta is doing, right? Berta is right. The Cronkies.
How do we know that Vinay is not going to do the same?
Vinay, from evidence,
he didn't
from this
do it at
point on,
Arsenal.
he has been terrible. He's been terrible, and they fired him. And Arsenal, they fired
out of Arsenal.
He might have learned from
and
his
Arsenal, they
mistakes,
fired
right?
him. So if they bring in, a Berta,
Maybe Ben,
right,
maybe Ben
a
Davies is
sporting
making mistakes
director,
as well.
right, a good scouting network, right, a structure. Remember, guys, because what I've been saying for years, right? What has Salvas been complaining for years? Stelios, Mass, structure, right? A proper structure to the scouting, to the youth, right? When that change completely happens, right? And I know Rome has been building the day. When I start seeing that, then I start to believe. Just as I believed when the Knicks started their process on road to a championship. It's the same thing I want to see for Spurs. I want to see the process. But when I still see bad practices going on, where, for example, we sell a player, right, without
Does it
a
have to be
proper
perfect
replacement,
then?
and then we have to put Gray.
No club
we have
is
to put
How perfect does it have to be?
Guys,
What's-
guys, can we got, this is tedious.
It's not being
I,
perfect.
can I,
It's
this is, because there's no end to this conversation. Can I just say this, right? And I've been saying it from the start of the window, and I'm consistent. I will trust Enoch when we become a regular top 4 team, like we were under Poch, when they go big in that moment. When they say, right, we're regular top 4, now we're going to go for it.
I
Just
agree
like
with
when
that.
Arsenal,
I literally said this on Dan's show the other day.
I've been saying it since
I
said
referenced
it.
you, Stel. I actually said it on his show.
That's when I'll trust them, because that's the only time I will honestly be able to say Enoch are doing something different now.
But it still doesn't mean that what they're doing now is going towards that.
Yeah, you have to
But
start
I-
somewhere
yeah,
still.
but
I believe
can't
that's what they're doing.
I
That's me.
can't validate. I can't
You said this about Frank
validate.
last year, Danny.
Guys,
Don't get me
can't-
started on Frank Maz.
Dan,
You said
Danny,
this last year. We had a big argument.
I never
about it, and
wanted
proved
Frank
you
in the
wrong
first
about
place, so
5
don't
times.
start talking shit
hold
about
on a second.
Frank.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I can't validate what they're doing now until we get to that place and they do it then, because then it makes this make sense. But if we get to top 4 regularly and they don't go big, then what we're doing now was nothing but smoke and mirrors to reel in the fans again.
But are you seeing
I don't-
progression now
Danny.
still?
Danny,
Are you seeing
you've ruled
progression
in.
now? Are you seeing
Not
progression now?
not unless we sign attackers. No, sadly,
What?
no.
So
Unless
if we
sign
don't see,
attackers, no.
so okay, I'm just trying to understand you here, yeah. So if we sign no strikers, yes, I get it's a bit of a. It's
Or
a
no
bit of a
attackers,
piss take.
Dan.
It's a
No
bit of a
goal
letdown.
scorers. No.
So
There's no-
we'll have made no progression in your tunnel of light. Is that what you're saying?
No,
None at all.
It's the
Nothing.
No.
What we've
No.
we've gone easily a tier or 2 above what we've got in midfield. Sorted out what we got at the back.
Doesn't matter
Got
though. There's no one
ourselves a
to
very
feed,
good
Dan.
manager.
Dan, it means nothing
But
if they
it
can't
does,
feed
because
goals.
we
No,
lost
it
Dan
games
is
doesn't.
right.
last season
Dan is right.
because
No, it's
of
not. The game's
defenders
about
and
winning.
midfielders being crap as well.
What? Just signing Tonali? You think we've gone a tier or two?
This
I
is
think
bonkers, man.
Fernandez
This is
is
bonkers.
significantly above Bentancur as well. I think Van Hecke
This is
and
what
Zanetti
fans said
are
when we
massive-
signed Madison and Van der Ven.
Twice. It's
No,
above Bentancur
West Ham and
already.
Southampton got relegated, not Fernandez.
Oh.
And personally, I think Senesi and
You
Van
never
Hecke are a
called
massive
Kane world class
improvement.
because he was at Spurs, Dan. Be
You know, I
consistent.
don't. I think Senesi and Van Hecke are a massive improvement on Romero for the consistency
Agree.
we've got there
Agree.
and everything else we've got. Yeah, with the manager we've got there as well. It is
They're not
progress.
levels
Maybe not the
above,
amount of
though.
progress we want, but it is progress, is it not? How
Yeah.
many games did we lose last season? Not just because we couldn't score,
Right.
but because we
You
had no control
came
in
on the
midfield.
show, Dan.
Our defense. What is it? What have we got to do to make progress?
You came on the show half an hour ago. Your words that a game changer is results based. So
Yes.
there is no progression until I see the
Right, I'll
result.
back that up now. Right, okay. Then
Right.
we can go. Then we
With
can
these
go and get-
attackers,
go on.
I do not see this big leap forward. If we
Okay,
do better
I
in the
do.
league, if we do better in the league this season with the same attackers, it's because we don't have an injury crisis. Because if Frank and Ange didn't have those injury crises, I bet you they both would have got
Right.
top six.
I'll counter that for you then, yeah.
I
I
bet they
do
both
feel
would have
that-
got top six.
I do feel like take the injuries out of it, yeah, because I mean we don't know how many injuries we're going to get. We might get 100, we might get none, knowing our luck, whatever.
No, but
just
they
keep it level
impacted
for the
Frank and
moment.
Ange massively, though.
Right.
They did impact Frank
Ange
and Ange massively.
impacted 50% of his injuries. It was proven fact because it was exactly the same injuries that was.
He
going
finished
on with his
fifth place
training up
without
in
the
Bell.
injuries, Dan. He finished
Either
fifth without
way,
the injuries.
okay, but I think we can make massive improvements due to the fact that we're not going to concede the same dickhead goals that we did last year. We're actually going to have some control in midfield. Yes, there's still going to be games we can't get because we haven't got the goal scorers. Haven't denied that once. I'll make you 1,000,000% right on that one. But when you have control in midfield and when you have a certified defence, okay, very sceptical of the goalkeeper, but everyone says he's great after 5 games. So I'm going to go with what everyone says, and we've got a quality goalkeeper, like a lot of people keep telling me. That's already easy, another 15 points on in the season. It's a lot easier to actually win games. You score 0, I score 1.
De Zerbi doesn't play
3,
that ball. We've had this debate. De Zerbi doesn't play that football.
Then
This is fantasy.
if De Zerbi's a quality manager, right? Then if De Zerbi's a quality manager, then if De Zerbi's a quality manager, at the end of the day, he's going to have to do what every manager.
He's not going to compromise his philosophy
because
because Tottenham haven't backed him. He will not compromise his philosophy if Tottenham don't back him. You're deluded.
But what's a manager's job then? What's a manager's job then?
The manager's job is to get results, but the club to back him to do so. And if the club don't back him, we're going to be in the same situation we've been with every manager, where the manager fails because he hasn't been backed.
So have the players we bought? So who have the players been bought for then? Have they been bought by Tottenham?
Well, we haven't signed the attackers. We haven't bought the attackers.
But we've signed five others. We've signed 5 others, though. Are they for De Zerbi?
And who are they feeding, Dan? Who are they feeding?
I might, but it can still get us more points in the season, can it not? Yes or no?
Only if we play the defensive football that you think De Zerbi's not going to play. He's not going to do it.
So even with De Zerbi playing his way, whatever, we're not going to get more points than last season. Surely this is an improvement. What we've got. Come on.
The reason we drew 2-2 against Hoffenheim is because at no stage
it's a friendly. Who gives a shit still?
Because that is a sign of how we're going to approach games. The reason we drew 2-2 with Hoffenheim is because
Saar was banging them in last friendlies.
When we took the lead, he didn't sit back and say, we can protect this. Let's practice protecting it. He kept attacking. That's what De Zerbi does. If we're 2-0 up with 10 minutes to go, yeah, he'll shore it up a bit. But that's not how games are going to go every week. De Zerbi is not Conte. De Zerbi is not Frank, and De Zerbi is not Mourinho. De Zerbi is more of a Poch. He's more of an Ange. He's going to go for it, which means we're not going to have these games that you've just described. I'm telling you.
Okay.
It's not going to happen.
Enough way. Then what did everyone grill Ange for then? Not adapting to the game and not adapting to what he had. Everyone grilled him for that, yeah?
No, Ange was suicidal defending. No, Ange was suicidal
defending. De Zerbi ain't going to be like that. Now, what I expect of De Zerbi...
No, he won't be. You're right. I agree.
Is to get what he can get. Now, I understand if we haven't got the strikers. I totally agree. But with the team we've got, we have a capability there of an 8th. I mean, yeah, we'd all love a quarter, but it's only going to be an 8th. And in that aspect, it's significantly better than what it was last season. And that's De Zerbi's job to get that done. Get those players working. That is what he's
I think last season we could have got top 6 with Frank if he didn't have the injury crisis. I think he could have done it. I think Ange could have done it if he didn't have his injury crisis.
I'm not sure about that still, Frank. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't think so either, mate. No, I ain't having that one.
Frank, it all went wrong for Frank when he stopped playing that double pivot of Bentancur and what's his name, Paulinho, and when fans were moaning, this is boring, and he tried to be more attacking, he went against his philosophy, and it all unravelled on him. If Frank just stayed Frank and did his boring shit and didn't have the injury crisis, he would have done better. I remember doing shows saying,
man, he's in Palm Coast. I'm still here at the school. I didn't get picked up. Yeah,
you have to mute him.
The school's
I think you need to mute him.
Schools could be.
wait, listen. Everyone go quiet. Let's listen to his chat.
By my.
Okay, I have to see because I literally only have 22 miles of gas left. So,
yeah, I have $1. I'll put $1.32.
No, personal. Take it off.
I just can't.
Yeah, take it off.
Is he buying weed?
I don't know. Not for $1. He ain't. I know it's cheaper out there, but fucking hell.
Quick super chat here from Anne LDN. Big up, Anne. Embarrassed by the lack of improvement in the attack. Spurs remain unserious. Langevin still there. Still the weakest attack in my lifetime. Listen, I do agree. If we sign Gakpo and Savio, I do think we will make a serious charge for top 6 because I think Gakpo will get us 10 goals, and history says that he does. And I think Savio is a good player that can create, and at least maybe Gakpo can get on the end of some of them. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit wishful thinking. Ellie, are you still there? We lost Ellie.
Yeah.
Early. I think she's gone.
Stell, I need you to admit Ange was the worst Premier League manager in the league's history. Statistically, he was far from the worst. The actual worst manager in Premier League history was Frank last season for Spurs. So I know you're trying to get one on me, but it's just too easy to mud you with the facts. So enjoy the rest of your week. What can I say? Frank has gone down as the worst ever Spurs Premier League manager based on results.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
No, he statistically was. He was a disaster. I do listen. I do feel a little bit sorry for Frank because I do think the injuries completely fucked him.
Injuries,
and I do think, and I think the club was too big for him. I don't think he could. I think he just struggled making that jump to a bigger club where the fans are just going to demand a bit more. Can I ask you guys a question, by the way, because this came up today? So the performance director, Dan Lewingdon, conducted an investigation in the club's injury record, and he has implemented some changes, including an increased focus on individualized player care. The squad's going to be split into groups of 4 or 6 players who will have their own physio and sports scientists. So if you've got a squad of, let's say, 25, that's going to be 4 or 5 groups of players. And each group's going to have their own specialist physio and sports scientist. The theory is that the staff will be able to dedicate more time to each player and understand them better. This should help medical and performance staff to make informed decisions and recommend small but significant tweaks to a player's training schedule based on their injury. So basically, what they're trying to say is they want to get to know the players better on an individual level. I've only got one question about this, right? We never had an injury crisis before 2024, and we didn't have these small groups of specialist physios. Is this really the problem? Because we never had an injury crisis before, and we didn't have to have the. Is this just them trying something different because they don't actually know what the problem is, or do you think they're onto something? Because none of us are experts. We're all going to guess now. We're all going to pretend we know what we're talking about. So. What would you?
I think the injuries and the problems we had, I think under Ange was 50% to more his fault for the way he trains and the way he plays and everything. It was going to cripple the best of players. I mean, Van der Ven's lucky he's even got legs left, let alone being able to go and train how to use them properly. Yeah, it was going to cripple anybody the way Ange played. Under Frank, who knows in that aspect? I mean, his one had the least amount of running in it overall, didn't it? I mean, and then people will blame the pitch, blame this. There's always got to be something to blame. Does anybody think that we might have just some very physically brittle players? Because just because you might be hench and pretty big tonk like, say, Kudu, doesn't mean you got strong bones. I know people 3 times the size of me, and they can break their arm just by touching the table, basically. I know people half the size of me, you could stamp on their bloody leg and wouldn't bloody break it, yeah? People are all built different on the inside. It's not just because you're hench on the outside means that you're strong on the inside. Does anybody might think we might just have a very brittle bunch of players?
For sure they didn't have enough milk growing up.
Just a question to counter your question sort of thing.
No, but still, quick question. Do they train on turf or is it on grass fields?
Both. They train indoors in the 4G indoor facility. They train on the outdoor 4G facility, and they train on grass. They train on.
That's not me. That's not me trying to say things out of my ass. But it's been scientifically proven that usually when you train on turf, it's not good for your joints long term. Because turf is not the best.
What do you mean? What do you mean by turf, Dietrich?
Turf, it's like the fake grass.
Okay, well they've been training on fake grass for the last.
Because artificial pitches usually are not good for you.
Our players have been training on artificial pitches for 30 years.
But that's not good for you, especially for your legs.
Okay, but it wasn't a problem until the last 2 years.
What they did that on the old pitch, not the old stadium.
No,
before we had the training ground.
But we used to train up in Chigwell, the old police field, and that was artificial indoor facility.
Then I don't know. Then I actually don't know.
I don't think it's the pitch because we were playing in that new stadium since 2019. There was do you know what, guys? Do you know what my thinking is on this? I just think we've rushed players back when they weren't ready because we were so desperate to play them because the squad was so shit. The thought of Ben Davies playing another game of football, the thought of Chicken Royale playing another game of football, the thought of Clement Longship playing another game of football, it just freaked out the managers that they just brought back players that were injured and ruined them. I think the managers rushed players back because the squad was so bad.
And also, Stel and everyone, you know, we kept on saying, didn't we, with Kudos last season, every match he played, same with Porro, and in the end, they broke down, didn't they, those two? Am I right? That's what happened, right? Does anyone remember the difference of that?
I can see it being down to the styles of training as well can have a massive effect. But then De Zerbi's supposedly doing like proper heavy training on them, but more long distance running. From what I've read, anyway. Yeah, I don't really watch much of the training. I just prefer to watch a game of football in that aspect. I know what training's like. I had to do it, so it doesn't interest me.
Do you remember under Frank? Do you remember under Frank? There was one game where Bergvall went down with an injury. He wasn't feeling right, and the medical team looked at him, and they made him play on, and then he collapsed completely, and he was out for 2 months. It's things like that. Rather than taking off Bergvall.
No, that was Simmons. That was Simmons.
It's just you. I honestly think if we. I hate talking about them because I can't stand them. But Arsenal, they can rotate and rotate and rotate because the squad is pretty much as good as what the bench is as the starting 11. So he can rotate players knowing there's not going to be a big dip in performance, and he protected his players. When have you ever known any Spurs manager to have that luxury? When has any Spurs manager had that level of, do you know what? I can take off Van de Ven because the player that comes on is all right. Or I can take off Maddison because the other creative mid that comes on is just as good. Or when have we ever had these kind of luxuries?
It's one thing we've never really had, isn't it? Because we've never really had depth in the squad or significant depth, is it? Even though a lot of people will... I don't know. In that aspect, we've never really had the depth. At the moment, you look at the team, there's only two places you can see we have depth, and that's centre mid. It's not a massive drop off if Tonali or Fernandes get injured. It's not like pushing off a cliff and putting bloody Archie Gray on there when you've got the choice of Gallagher and Bentancur on there, which are light years above Archie Gray and Bergvall and Sarr. I mean, like, they're generations ahead sort of thing, because them three are absolute crap. And but then you got the problem of right back now. You cut that off. Where do we go to? We go to Archie Gray. Yeah, we're up shit street. On the left, I don't think we're very much option anyway, but you've got a Dogie or Robertson there. Centre mid, we are fine. Centre mid and centre back, we're okay. But the rest of that pitch, we've got very lack of cover, basically.
Mate, we have no left winger, no striker, no right winger, no fullbacks.
That's what I'm saying. Centre back and centre mid is the only place we've got any cover, really.
Actually, even centre backs, we are struggling too.
Are we?
Yeah, because if Van Eyck gets injured, as much as I like Danso, you can't play the what's his name, De Zerbi ball with him, and Van de Ven usually gets an injury too. So I do think we have we're just not ready for next year. That's just my personal opinion. And especially on the number 10, we are fucked.
Yeah, the amount of injuries we've got it is bad. I mean, the other bad thing is about it is when you actually look at that team, even up front, the team is nowhere near as bad as people say. It's just with the injuries, yes, it is. Up front, we're not even that bad. We have not got the worst front line that Spurs have ever seen. At the moment we have because of injuries. But if you actually put the players we've got, that is not a bad front line we've got there. It's just a terrible strike force we've got there. I mean, if you look on it on the right, we've got Kudus or Kulusevski. Fine, Kulusevski shouldn't be there. He should be a number 10. I said this 2 years ago. But he can quite easily
false
cover the
9 as well.
side.
He could play false 9.
That's where he's meant to play. False 9 or a 10 is where he should be playing. And then you go on to the number 10 position. You've got Maddison. You can play Gallagher there in a worst case scenario. Before anyone says you can't, he scored, 9-10 goals at Palace doing it, depending what you want your number 10 to do, whether you want him to be a target man, charging man, or you want him to be a playmaker. So you got Maddison who could cover that. You got Gallagher who can cover that. You got Simmons who could cover that. You got Kulusevski who could cover that, and you can even put Kudus there as well. I think you get more out of him than on the right. Problem is when we start going over to the left is where we absolutely lack depth. I mean, we've got Odegaard, Tell, nice. Our best one there we can stick on the left at the moment is Simmons. And that's what I personally think we got him for. I don't think we actually got him for the 10. I think we actually got him to take Son's place. But that's a personal opinion. Now, you actually look at everything we've got there. We're nowhere near in the trouble that the paper says we are. It's because of the injuries. The only one you look at up front and we're sort of fucked if we do and fucked if we don't is with Richie and Solanke, isn't it? The rest of it, does it really look that bad? If everyone was... That's not what I'm saying. Without the injuries, we're really not that bad, are we?
Yeah, but
it's just we have that many injuries.
Like, removing the injuries from injury-prone players is like an impossible thing to do. Like, Maddison's got a history of constantly being injured. Yeah. Same with Richarlison. Solanke, ever since he's come to Spurs, is constantly injured. So, like, imagining them on paper is very difficult to do because they're always injured. Their whole careers at Spurs have been one of injury, basically. So how can we? Well, this is what I mean, and this is why we're in big trouble, and this is why I don't think we're light years ahead. Because, you know, obviously Tonali's an excellent player, but okay, let's put it this way: if Tonali gets injured, then what? Because we're in big trouble if that happens.
Bentancur comes in with Fernandes. Bentancur is a good player.
He's a good player, but this is why I don't think we're light years ahead. Because being light years ahead, if we get two forwards, let's say we get Gakpo and Savinha for argument's sake, right? Then we are ahead because that is more quality up front for sure, without a doubt. But without those two players, I don't think there's enough there. Now, I think everyone we're not going to finish mid-table or 6th or 7th. You know, that will be a good season for us if we do that, as per Dan's point. But that's not light years ahead. That is just reaching the heights that Ange did before everyone got injured, basically.
Yeah, but we've got to start somewhere.
No, I agree.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Because I've got to wrap this up because in 15 minutes I've got to jump on a call. Quickly go around before I wrap it up. Out of 10, what do you score the window as it stands now? Right, I'll start with Danny at the bottom. Danny, out of 10, what do you give it if this is it?
Me.
Well, you're the only Danny on the show, so I'm going to say yes.
I thought you said Dan E. Sorry.
Okay, no, okay, that's a good point. All right, you make a good point. No, Danny the bun. Danny.
Right now, I think it's probably. I'd say it's a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10.
Mr. ENIC 2.0 comes on.
I was surprised. I thought you said 7 or 8.
Oh, first of all, Lubo in disguise.
First of all, as usual, you love to hear things without me actually saying it. So you've heard it in your own mind, but I actually haven't said the words. I think ENIC are good, or I trust them. I've not once said that. So this is where you guys need to actually use the things that God gave you, which are two things on your head called ears, right? Listen.
Actually listen. We're too negative. No. We can't.
Well, then clean the ears out with some cotton buds, right? Get some cotton buds.
Rub it around the ears. Cotton buds, Dan.
Ellie, have you woken up? She's in bed. She's woken up. She's woken up.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. I'll admit it. I did fall asleep, right?
Okay.
Now Dan, Sexy Dan and Sexy Danny are on the show. I'm never going to fall asleep.
Wakey.
But as especially Maz, he loves to make stuff up in his own mind. He's funny on that one. So what I've never said that I trust ENIC. I said it's a good start, and I'm believing in what they're doing at the moment, right? But for me to trust them, I need to see what Stell said. When we get to that point where we're 4th or 3rd or competing at that level, They need to keep going, go up another level. That's
Yeah,
where
Danny,
I'm
you tell
completely.
them.
I'm completely on board with what Stel said there.
You said
but
the
they fall
same
in
So
thing
first
last
of all,
year.
Maz, yeah,
They said
first
the
of all,
same
Maz,
thing last year.
just remember,
Yes, what they
use
do.
your ears.
What
Okay?
they do, Danny, carry like
listen.
a...
I can't.
Still,
I'm going to come to you. I'm coming to you.
Right, all right then. I'll shut up.
I've got to wrap this up. Right, Danny's giving it a 6 out of 10. Right, Hotspur Hood. Dan E. What score are you giving it?
Well, it depends what way you. If you take the whole window into consideration, so far, yeah, you're talking about so far.
I just want you to give me a number out of 10. Your opinion.
Yeah.
So far, yeah. So far, yeah.
So far, I would give this a 6.5. Can't quite give it a 7. Can't quite give it a 6. So I'll give it a 6.5.
Yeah, I'd probably actually agree with that.
Reason being because of who we've actually managed to get rid of and the money we've also made back on it, giving us money to spend as long as they do actually spend it. But the improvement of player that we have actually made in the positions, not just gone and got any crap there and just actually gone and put good proven players there, I can give it a 6.5. Now, if it goes to the end of the window without signing anyone, that's a different story. But at the moment, with who we've got rid of and who we've brought in, I give it a 6.5 because I know it is going to change games next season.
I didn't know we were giving it
All right,
points
6.
or something like that, or
6.5.
half points. So can I give mine a 6.67?
Oh, you're such a flip-flop. You're such a... Yeah. All right, 6.5 each.
Yeah,
All right,
6.5.
Dietrich, what are you going to give it?
I'll give it a 4.
Richard, you're being very generous.
I'll give it a 4.
I thought he was going to give it 1. Give it
No,
1.
4.
That's rude.
No, 4 because now he's 2 points.
No, he's only done that once.
He's such a cunt. Yeah, 4.
Mari, what about you? What's your score?
I would give
And you
it.
fuck off.
Oh my god!
I would give it a 5.5, but I would give it an 8. And I'm not even talking about the forwards. If they get rid of Richie and Bergvall, 8.5.
Right, but that hasn't happened yet. So yours is a 5.5.
5.5.
All right, down the list. Can't wait for this one. What's he going to say?
1.
Go on, Dan. Go on.
Just a 5, just because questions over the goalie, questions over the left back, questions over right centre back, midfield. I think we need one more. Forward line, right back. Yeah, just a 5. Just.
Fair enough.
Just a 5. Right, Ellie, go on then.
Yeah,
Now you're awake. Thanks for coming back.
I've awoken from my slumber. Right. I'm really sorry, Still. You can
She
spank me
literally
later.
took a power nap during the
You missed that one. I said you can spank me later.
Maz was making her fall asleep.
Right. I think Tonali.
We're getting cancelled now for what she just said. We're getting cancelled. Just like Danny, we're getting cancelled.
Mate, Danny's mate has got 5 things on us tonight. We're definitely getting cancelled tonight. 100%.
Yeah.
Danny's mate's coming for us.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So I think, see my badge there, it says, because I'm Queen Ellie Tonali now, so I've already jinxed Tonali. But I think if it was just him and Fernandez, I would go for a cool 9, because they're not quite a 10, but you've got to start deducting points then, because we ain't got no forwards, so you've got to take, say, 3 points off, so that's a 6. So I'll give it a sexy 6. There you go.
Fair enough.
Sexy 6. Alrighty. Maz?
Alrighty then.
4. 1
A
for
4.
Senesi, 1 for Van Heck, 1 for Tonali, 1 for Fernandez.
Simple.
What about like any of the players that we've sold?
Nah, they should have done that years ago.
Yeah.
Players.
But Davies
I'm
is
not
still
giving them
here,
any
so
credit for
everything's
that.
cool.
No, look, it's a 4 now, but if we sign 2 strikers, then I'll give it like a 7. But the way as things stand now, it's a 4 for me.
I was going to
Okay.
give it
Were you
a
going to give it a
7.
-4 still?
No, I was going to give it a 7. And if we signed a couple of attackers, I would have given it a 9. But the fat Ben Davies is here. And I know he's going to play. I know
-10.
he's going to play. And Danzo's going to play next to him. Mate, it's a 5. It's a 5.
Danzo.
5, man.
You don't like Danzo. Have you got a gripe against players who start with D?
Yeah, Danzo, Davies, deluded.
If we
Donnelly.
sign Savio and Gakpo, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they're the only 2 attackers we bring in, and we get rid of, say, Bergval as well, or Sarr, one of them 2.
No, I think that it's a 9 out of 10 window because that's a hell of a lot to do in one window.
Oh, that happens. I'm giving it a 10. I'm giving it a 10. That happens. I'm giving it a 10.
It's crazy how it's quite crazy how like 1 or 2 players going or coming in can change the whole perspective of how a window.
Because for me, Danny, that was the most important thing to fix this window was the attack. If we just got 3 brilliant forwards, I would have been so happy with that. I would have been happy with it because I thought it was.
Oh, I wouldn't have. I think we needed midfield because we've been had little boys in midfield for years, and we just get.
I felt it was the biggest problem.
Yeah, but then some people prefer that with the younger players.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true.
But either way, you can.
I get
most people know. Most people know, though, you control a game from midfield usually. Yeah. Majority of the time. Would we agree on that?
I was a midfielder. I controlled every game.
So what we've done is improved our midfield where we can stand a chance on controlling a game.
Yeah.
But I can watch Maddison, Bergvall, Bentancur for another season. Just
we were the worst.
I cannot watch Solanke and Richie ever again. That was my breaking point. It's just that was. I can't stand them. I think
the improvement. I think the improvement is that we were one of the worst passing teams in the Premier League last season. Those signings of Fernandes and Tonali will help us and help the defense.
And Senesi.
And Senesi. That now we're passing better. And I can see in the preseason, we're playing out of the back, which is really, really good. And so, yes, we will be better because we can't do no worse than being the worst passing team in the Premier League. So that already is levels in regards to how we play. It's just that now we need to finish our meal, the final third. If we could do that, man, I want to be excited. I know people are like, well, you're Debbie Downer. You're being so negative. You guys know me. I like to smile. I like to be excited. And these last 2 years, man, it's just been tough to stomach. I just want to come in and be excited, be like, all right, man, from back to front, you know. And so
the Americans need to be excited.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you mean, Murray. So hard. It's so hard, isn't it? To look at that team and get excited. As now we've added Tonali and Fernandes, a little bit more excitement. The others, Van Heck and Seneki.
I don't know.
Yeah,
how much
good.
more will it? Go on, Ellie.
Listen, guys, I have to wrap it up. I have to. I've got to jump.
That's a shame.
Well, next time, Ellie, stay with us. No power naps.
You know, I'm an insomniac, and sometimes I fall asleep.
She's lying in bed watching Netflix while she's on a show. Is that what's going on? Guys, listen, everyone. Hotspur Hood, make sure you go follow Dan, subscribe, like the channel. Dan List, make sure you follow him as well. Subscribe, like, follow his channel. Big up to all big up to everyone on the show tonight. We'll be back. Tottenham Away Boys will be back next Monday. Ellie's got her show coming on the channel at some point in September.
And I promise I won't fall asleep.
I won't be back
Might
till
help.
Saturday for a live watch along for the first game of the season. Hopefully we get a result. We'll wait and see what happens. But until then, guys and girls, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we're out of here. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.